So tell stories.
Oh,
Tell me about your story. You got stories?
this story is great because I was trying to explain where do you sleep, so Trey found me out.
What? I'm sorry.
Where do you sleep? And once, can you hear me? When some
Okay.
of the test,
Yeah, we got it.
it's when
No
some of the thuggies are going to come after.
Okay, yeah. Check. Okay, we got you.
Think you look fast. Just kidding. I
All
got
right.
new shirts on.
Go ahead. Please tell your story, Scott.
Down to sophomore high school ways. Yes, I was.
You
A
were that
street
big in your
person.
you
Don't
were
interrupt me.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
I was a street person. I don't say homeless because I have two homes actually. One in Love's Run, Nevada, and the one on the lake in Wisconsin. But I was marooned, and I'm going to cut very quickly to a short story. There were a lot of thuggy people there that I had to confront directly, and they tried to murder me. He's in prison, but he was abusing a friend of mine, a girl, and I just stood up and. Another guy that I had to have beaten up was similarly harassing women and men that were coming off cranks. The coolest thing in the world is to get beat up. I didn't have to do it. I volunteered. Had been off heroin for 7 months. And
I'm sorry. Could you go back? What's the cruelest thing in the world to do? Oh.
Was that what it was? Back me up. Where was I? Yeah, jump in now.
You said something.
I'm jib-jabbing.
Yeah, you said something about the cruelest. Why is this switch malfunctioning? Okay, it's malfunctioning.
Here we are, storytelling.
Yeah, trying to tell stories. Okay, well, it's not malfunctioning. It was the control malfunctioning to the factor. Okay. All right, so you were about to tell us what the cruelest thing in the world is.
You know what I said before that?
You're in the middle of a story.
About, standing up to the guy for abusing a girl.
Okay.
I say boy, girl, because I lived in Australia. Anyway, she was a friend of mine. I liked the athletic ones because they could pick me up if I fall. But anyway, it's not such a, tall, attractive. But she had a boyfriend who was abusive physically, financially, psychologically, everywhere. He kept her at crank, and she's still on it. Filming her in porn movies, and then controlling her every activity during the day.
Keep going. I have to get a handle on red.
She was covered with bruises. He went out, I think. Just covered all those bruises from him squeezing her. Acrobat. That's what it's called. She could have crushed him. All the bones.
Here it comes. Come on, look.
This guy
He was all over it down.
came after me. I jib-jabbed the story. Fuck. I jib-jabbed the story. Cut.
Well, no, we can't cut. It's live. Just keep going. Go back. Reiterate the story.
Okay, no, I'm going to take to the part of murder.
Okay.
So I'm at the point there where I'm actually kind of depressed that day, but at that point I thought, well, I'm going to die here, but I still would do the same thing today, whether I had the experience of being homeless, so to speak, or not, that you have to stand up when there's abuse. If you're the sort of person...
Tell your watch.
Yeah.
Could you stop that, please?
Stop what?
Stop your watch from going deep, 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 deep. The alarm going off on your watch.
I don't have any alarms.
Stop. It was beeping.
I'm definitely...
It was beeping.
Oh.
It stopped. Okay, it stopped. That's all. I wanted it to stop. It's fine.
It's supposed to be 7 a.m., I guess, to wake up. Oh. Could reset. It's like I didn't even hear
I'm sorry. See, we got to remember I'm a deity, and so that's like my diet's different, my hearing's different, whatever, all that shit. So
I keep on fading
what
off
other
the
people
track, so.
don't hear, I hear. And so, anyway, you're a deity, right? Well, whatever. All I know is if I eat like you do, eat like the rest of the world does, I turn into a big fat water balloon.
You know how much weight I've lost? I started this diet the day after my birthday last year, I believe it was, after I had a visitation, a visit with my dad, like walk and talk with on a regular basis. Right?
Yeah.
And he never would be the kind of guy that would fat shame me or anything, but he said he would call me Sonny or Scotty, just like my grandfather.
Yeah.
That's why I reserved it for a while, just for them, besides Star Trek. Scotty.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm over that. Scotty, well, maybe if I'm not sure about you, I'm not call you Scott first. If I got a good sense, I'll call you Scotty. That's what I go by. That's one of my many names. So I was talking about being homeless. Oh, and the guy coming in. Yeah, anyway, this guy was very controlling, and he wanted her to be a certain place at certain times and be with him all day and stuff with his donkey. But she wanted to get away for about a day to one of the local charity things called BAC, B-A-C, stands for I don't know. You can stay there, watch TV, hang out, free meals, good thing, get away from him.
Yeah.
As long as they're very nice girlfriend. And then the distance, all I heard was bark, 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 because he does seem to, it's a poker, a tweaker, but I mean like a madman. And then distance I saw up in the tree, a Mexican-American guy cutting the tree. And I said, this is it. So I grabbed my big old stick that I found the first day when I was over in the, what would I call that, the embattlement, Scotty's Corner.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, including a little spot for parking. Anyway, why was I going to that part? I'm so focused on sex. So anyway, he was coming at me, and I have a big old stick that's 5 feet long. Must have been 1 by 3, 3/4 by 3, but it's an ample stick that had big screws in it. Just sitting around with this stuff that one scrounges when one's homeless, trying to figure out what to do
to try to survive. Yeah, gotcha.
Well, it's also good for dumpster diving, which is another story. It's not what you might think. Highly.
Well, when you're home, the homeless dumpster diving comes in handy. That's the thing.
Especially places like Smart and Final Iris to leave everything clean. Just
why
a second,
you're
I want to continue my story while I remember which track I'm on.
Okay.
Because if you give me again, where was I going? So I said, fuck, this is it. I just stood up and thought, well, better cover the uppercut because one more of those and I'm gone. So I held up this piece of wood, screws forward. I didn't shake it at him or anything, which would disqualified me from any claim, which I didn't know at the time. And I just figured I'd stand my ground before he gets to her and starts hurting her again, squeezing her. And so at last minute he came into a little sucker punch, right up here. And it did shake me up psychologically a great deal. And so I was headed over to the community services thing, which is based there, by the way, for food and everything. Great support from Christians and Buddhists and Muslims and everything. And Hindi. A lot of support there. No harm, no trouble getting gourmet food. Where were we? So I went back over there because I had to go to the center anyway. But then I decided, well, I went there to report the 911. And so an officer came with two specialists for the street, very impressive, and took my statement before they hauled me off. Because I thought, yeah, that was nothing. It was up here, upper cheek, it was nothing. But I'm going to get it checked out anyway. It was nothing. And then my blood pressure came back down to totally normal. I got a good meal and kept me off my feet, right?
Yeah.
Kind of traumatic psychologically. Because he knew. Because I told everybody, right?
Yes.
He knew that if he got a punch in, I was dead. So I said it's attempted murder. He's in prison until trial, which I guess I need to find out about. And right now, he's learning what abuse is because he looks like, what's his name on Wham?
Wham.
Yeah, so he's getting whammed, probably chain whammed, looking like that. Got it coming, motherfucker. Killed him for good. But I was trying to be careful about that.
Wham. Wham.
I think we were filming.
Yeah, we got live. We're in the live feed right now.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you're live streaming right now.
Okay, so
we are live on Jukes TV.
I went over and I'm going to cut this really short. Resulted in the guy's eventual capture. Took quite a while getting some names and things down, but I must say the Fremont police is outstanding. They serve the community, but there's people out there getting killed and heads kicked in on the street in the homeless community.
Which is terrible.
Well, we're going to put them in place. That's a separate thing.
Yes.
We're going to put them in place to make money to do it through the charitable. I've got that. You know, I landed there for a reason, Ronnie.
Yeah.
You know what? Let me tell you something right now. Can I get to it with the microphone?
Yes.
Can I hold the mic?
Oh, well, this is for my reverb
I don't want to
effect.
be. I want to have control of
Well-
all the sound. So just
well,
I
see,
am
you're-
talking. That's
You
all.
are. I'm just trying to. Never mind. I got one thing that wasn't working. I was just trying to work it out. While you talk.
I like my phone.
Okay. So you are in control of who's talking. See this right here, when those light up, that's you. See? Right here. Even whether that's on or not. Okay. You were talking about
So he's locked up again and fucked in the bunghole.
Yeah, okay. by big fat big dick hole.
When they saw him coming with that, George Michael, right? Is it George Michael look? Is that the head guy? He had a George Michael look. He was a porn filmer. I mean, he looked like a porn filmer.
I don't know. George Michael was the group in Wham. Yeah, the lead singer of Wham.
And he put a hit out on me there. Put a setup. It was so childish. I'd laugh. I just laughed. Who the fuck you think I am? What do you think I've done in my career that would make me so stupid about a surveillance or a setup or whatever? Personally, I found that pissed me that I didn't take. I wasn't there long enough to take care of that. Get him beat up by the job. You need some release. You did a good job. Skateboarder, man. Like a former professional skateboarder. This cut is not for public consumption because of what I just said about that guy, okay? That skateboarder and all that shit.
Hey.
He killed me.
What?
The stuff I just said about the skateboarder and beating people up, that's not for public consumption.
Well, nobody knows who you're talking about, so it doesn't matter.
Well, if it gets up there, well, but I'm just saying, keep it tight. We could cut the shit out, but it would get me into big trouble. But let's just speak frankly. That's a better way of storytelling, don't you think? And then cut it later if you have to or something. So we get back to the next story. So he's in jail. That's taken care of. Then this other guy was a bad guy. I mean, when I first met him, I didn't seem like Frank. He seemed nice.
Yeah.
But he was bad. He would have people give him money for drugs. He'd never get it. He was physically and psychologically abusive of boys and girls who were coming up around the cherry stuff, like the Buddhists that came in there one time.
Yeah.
The Buddhists were ready to give us a lovely thing.
Check. The Buddhists, I'm sorry. Let me catch that question again.
So I walk into this on Sunday. The Buddhists from Taiwanese sect come in, real nice people, and they have wonderful food, combs, whatever that you need. Some shoes, I think. And I walked in, and there was Ish was yelling at this young kid. It's really off cranking, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And so was Ish. But he'd become this animal once he started doing it more.
Yeah.
Like a lot of them do.
That's how all of them.
Not all of them. A lot of them do.
A good portion of crank users turn into animals.
Well, they go to dementia, not necessarily a mean dementia like this guy. I knew a lot of them, but I got popped by people I thought I was okay. But basically, Ronnie, everybody feared me, so after those things, and everybody knew who did it or had it done.
Uh-huh.
My problem came away. Then I moved to the graveyard, though, because am I actually recording? I'm hearing echoes and things. Okay, so I
got this in my reverb effect. On and on. Reverb on.
Okay. Whatever you want.
But yeah, whenever you want like this, they're not dramatic.
So after they ran by one night where I think they intended to beat me in the bushes, or they were checking the place out because I made fake like I left town, okay, from the embarkments.
Okay.
And so quickly. Oh, I'm totally blue now. Bushy.
Blue.
That's one of my names.
As you're saying,
What was that saying?
we're gonna have to pull up the live feed and go back.
You interrupt me, man. I'm working on this a lot, so at this point, the interruption thing is
I'll try not
not
to. We'll try
very
not to interrupt.
unhelpful to what I was trained to do,
Okay, we'll try
which
not to
is to
interrupt.
be, and I will listen to you because I've calmed down. I can listen very well. I spent so much time in solitude.
All right, when my turn comes, so in the meantime, get back to your story.
Where was I?
You were talking about
Oh, so I moved into the graveyard because they tried to beat me at
the
night.
graveyard. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I knew this was going to happen. I had a guy that was going to give me a gun, a throwaway gun, but I didn't have that much money yet. It's hard to raise that much money on cans and bottles and some good busking actually. But
Oh, yeah.
I just had a lot of sticks because I'm a Viking man. I'm a Thornton. I'm from a military family. Had various types of sticks. I had ones that had big javelins. So I was ready, believe me, because I knew that the people in the street warned me, "What the fuck are you doing, man? You've never been here. Watch out, they'll kill you." Well, they didn't. But anyway, because they said, "Oh, they'll take you and lock you up. You're acting crazy on the street. They got a place for you."
Yeah.
And so I kind of, okay, they all helped me. So I landed in a place which right at that time was just absolutely miserable weather to be in. Now very beautiful, where I had also a mission to do, which was to eliminate homelessness there. I know about this because Terry was he's a professor at the University of Houston Department of Technology, her area of strategic foresight, some people used to call futures.
Yeah.
But they got tired of the crystal ball shit.
Yeah.
They do way more than that. Anyway, she follows trends. And quite some time ago, she picked up the Salt Lake City trend, where they did a study.
Look at this guy.
Because, you don't think of Utah or even Salt Lake City as being that liberal, right?
Right.
But actually, Salt Lake City is moderate. And so they looked at the homeless situation and it got really bad. And how much it cost each homeless person for emergency services, police, theft, moving the carts back, all that stuff. And then they put them in apartments because it saved them $300 a month or whatever. They had food delivered to them every day. They took them whatever way you want. You done drugs, I don't care if they send workers by, but you have your own little place. You can communalize with other people, but you have your own little place, your own little fridge, exactly like the hostels that we're planning to build down up north.
Yeah.
Not hard to put in. The Cumberland building, build them out. Anyway, so what do you think?
About the story?
No, the business part of it, putting the hospital together.
Oh, well,
So I'm going to eliminate it by getting the city to pay for everything and just do a service contract. My take would be $2.5 million, which is reasonable when I check. And then the other big people like Family get $1.25. But the way we work is like if you find a block in, say, Pakistan where you want to drill for oil, your idea, you get a big fucking chunk.
here we got to do this for the map. You want to know the next time?
Everybody gets something in there.
You ready to give me the floor?
We are absolutely for anything that brings high quality housing to people for an inexpensive price.
Dig it, baby. Hey, where's my lighter?
In my hand, let it hold.
Oh, I'm doing the light blue thing,
Yeah.
Get ready to light it.
I tell you about my name.
Get ready to light the bowl.
I want to tell you a story about my new name while you're contemplating on
You're going to
that.
hold it like that in the game now.
I'll put it
Adjust
back
it.
here.
Yeah. Yeah, you're going to gain it back. And then let me put it in the room. And I warm it up for you, okay? Okay, try
I just
that.
want to be in control so I don't have interruption. That's all.
Okay.
I want to get the flow out like forward to. And we can then take that, we can jam together on it like we've done so successfully before. When we did, remember we did some joint poetry? Hip hop. Joint poetry? Cool. Hip hop. Hip hop. Hip hop. Hip hop. Hip hop.
Okay. I got that long echo too, just for fun.
I like being a vocalist, they call it. I like being a vocalist.
You're like laughing.
I like being a vocalist.
Heck in the meter.
Maybe back it out clean. Back it out clean. Back it out clean. Back clean. Back it out clean. Like Mr. Clean Machine. Like Mr. Clean Machine.
Let's count
Mr.
that.
Clean Machine. Mr. Clean Machine. That's 3 in reverse.
1.
Chest. 3.
No, it's 1. Right now it's just 1. All the way down is 1.
That's how they
So watch this.
Well,
Hello!
you can put this, and they drop off. From a loud one to a medium one to a light one.
Yeah, well,
After the
yeah.
initial concussion.
Yeah.
After the initial-
Now if I turn it up some,
Not a
maybe
word I
halfway.
use lightly anymore. Concussion. Not a word I use lightly. Not a word I use lightly. Heavily. Go ahead.
So all the way up, all the way up, it slowly climbs, ever so much, and it climbs it out at level.
I love it. I've never done this before.
So there's a point where it's absolute unison, where it'll just
Never
like,
done this before. You're asking a question. The creative pathfinder. I don't care if it's old. I think it sounds great. You know, and I like the big voice where I can actually see something I haven't seen back in the 70s. Like I'm doing stuff big. I just have to migrate. Make a late fading. Migrate. Great again. Migrate. I actually met Willie Nelson in Kiki Free. I actually met the third Willie Nelson on 4th of July festival. And I think Willie will remember me. Remember, so good. I found the Roti Gold. I found the Roti Gold.
we should probably, the storytelling, we should probably go back to normal sound.
Yeah,
Here's like one.
I don't even have, I got Spotify. certain degree, multiple nights before I realized what was going on my hands, my dogs, from the nerve damage that increases my heart, the doctor said. I burned myself and cut myself not knowing it.
Yeah.
So I think I'm wearing those
That
gloves
can
there.
help.
I can't go back to cold weather now. It's so painful.
But I'm wondering, you're still
I've been parked by me.
if it's Parkinson's, you're still pre-Parkinson's. I don't see this.
It happens. That's the problem. It happens
You
bad.
taking medication for it.
Weird.
Doctor,
It's not, the shakes were not significant enough. My mother said, because I've got genetic pathfinding. The shakes were not, they were come and go. But sometimes if you saw me, that's why I have a disabled thing. You'd see me like worn down from too much walking, okay? Walking like somebody with MS. Totally walking like somebody like MS. I mean, pretty bad shape. Barely able to get from the closest handicapped spot or disabled in the world spot at the Smiths into the door to get to the cart.
Yeah.
But other times, like with the walking on the street and everything, I'm in good shape. But you got to keep on doing it. My little doggy, I'll do it more.
Yeah.
Walking around the house is great, but it ain't the same as getting outside. At least the first year, I got it since sunrise.
Yeah.
Because after living on the street, sunrise does not wake me up.
Huh.
Because you could sleep in.
Yeah.
Under the trees in the beautiful. Am I on live now?
Yeah, we're still broadcasting.
Okay, this is the story then.
Okay, you're back
So-
to the story.
Well, I'm just going to cut because we have another part of it there. Lucky strike, huh?
Here, your stuff on the floor.
Lucky
This
strike.
cabinet chair.
You know, it all falls down because my control my body's not so good. So let's put it all back
Yeah,
here.
that way it's
And
good.
then if we need it, we got it. The lighter's here.
And I found my lighter, so I need yours now.
Oh, you get the pink one, yeah. I never did find that other one. Anyway, yeah, so I had to flee the place that I call the, what I call it the Portemont, the fort, because being a Thornton, they started building all kinds of shit.
Right.
Lean-tos, and got a lot of attention. Dirty family moved in, wouldn't leave during the day, got busted, knocked out, that was an asshole. He's a nice guy, he helped me out a lot, but his wife was crazy. So I had to find a safe place. And I knew a lot of places around it because when I first landed there, there's a lot of places when it's raining, you can get out of the rain and go, nice soft bark. That's make sure the sprinklers are pointed away from you in the morning. Get out of there by sunrise, fix stuff, clean everything up. But this place I chose next after talking with my friend, who I hope to bring up here next time, whose name is, slips my mind, but she's a Philippine specialist nurse in Parkinson's disease. But a couple years ago, she lost her baby, and she went schizo, so she walks around with little baby dolls, but she's a ventriloquist, and she's brilliant. And I said, God, I need something like you around. You wouldn't have to pay for anything. And she said, I won't do that again. Finally, after the shit was going down in Fremont, probably she doesn't have a phone. I got to go up there and wait to see her. She'll come with me. I don't have to worry about a caretaker. And she's a lot of fun. She fits into the comedy show and sings, and she's just a delight. But I figured it out right away with those who walk around with old dolls. And so I got talking about the first child, the first doll child. I don't have to walk around with dolls. That's when she got out of bed. And then the second one later, and then she was really funny with kids and stuff. And then later we're talking about it again. I said, you want to try again? I've got real strong genes. Might have red hair. And she went, like it wasn't like insult or anything, but there's a kid. But she had me protect her, sleep by her one night because the woman, it ended up being a real dangerous night. She never even woke up. She just slept like a baby. Anyway, her name is not important at this time, but you'd get a kick out of it. Yeah, she's on psychological. She's actually plenty of money, but she just needs, and it'll be a role that I need filled. I'm not looking for sex, but I hope so. But I just like being, seriously, I like being around her. It makes me happy. She's funny. I cheer her up. I realized what was going on, and she got shit was stolen again, like that. but I couldn't get a hold of her. She said yes. Could take the train down. The train was only $70 for seniors from Fremont all the way down now. With a disability, that's not a guaranteed seat. You want to pick her out. That's on my bucket list, dude. But I hope to do as a girl. But anyway, that was an option that we were trying to do. My brother and Mitch across the way, the psychological nurse, were very helpful. But they're trying to, how are we going to get him back? There's no bus that runs through Pahrump. And so we'll get the train down to LA and then a bus out of Vegas. And then what do you do? You got $165 cap there. That's what I finally, my friend Sam Limerick, great name, huh?
Yeah.
Came through and sent me $600 more than I asked for, which ended up being just enough. And I got back. I got the next cheapest flight and came back to the house. Not stinking because Megan's compulsive, and he cleaned everything up outside of the refrigerator. I was surprised how good it smelled. He put good kitty litter in, and he's an angel. Given those keys, maybe a couple weeks before that, he watched my place. I watched his place. I watched for his dad. I sat at his dad's house, which was only overnight. The guy went just like that. Peacefully. It was really cool because we'd always talked about it a lot. He was ready to go. And he knew his time. People tell me, oh, the Bible is never, no one knows this. I have some idea. He knew the time. We never discussed the exact date, but I could see everything getting in order, all this stuff working out with his son, getting his favorite old wooden workbench transferred to the other son, which was real to his dad. You know, everything taken care of. And then
We may not know the day we die.
I
We may not know.
Some of us do.
We may not know of a day that we die.
Ain't gonna be soon for me. I'm a tough motherfucker. And look what I can deal with. I've already way out survived the concussion thing. The actuarials for football players are for 15. I don't know that one. Well, I don't know what the percentage of those would be knockouts, but I think I'm up to 8 now. I can remember each one though. I can still remember each one, and there are no apparent, except for that shaking convulsive thing at night occasionally now, problems, except I work on my short-term concentration, not my memory. Focus on what's going on and where I'm walking. Because after concussion, I could only walk about 10 feet. I forget where I was going. Because my attention span had gotten that small. Or I get totally lost and walk 50 miles all the way around the city. So that was along with the anxiety that one has from Parkinson's disease, which is known and is talked over with my doctor, drug take, can get you real confused real fast. Confusion is the watchword of Parkinson's. Where you're in some place you don't know why you're there.
Yeah.
Well, just sit down and figure it out. But not everybody like my former wife. I'll just comfortable with that. Got put me on the leash. I did fine. I can take care of myself, but I choose to get a dog a couple of nights to keep me warm. I'm not giving up on one. Probably one will come along. But my next step will go to her as a caretaker and move her over to Mina. But I'm still I'm still on to the idea we're talking about bringing up the Central Americans. Some of them, like for caretakers and other stuff. Green card them at the border, we sponsor them, stick them in some place to live, which is better than anywhere they've been.
Oh yeah, that reminds me.
It was your idea. So
There was something that never got to finish because everyone in our country never got to finish the whole thought on that. You finish it. The other thing that you do is you train people while you're at home, they're working at the job, you're teaching how to program,
listen like that plan.
to replace themselves in the job they're doing. So their job is then to just maintain their own robot they go down the other job.
I totally agree with that. No fuck. Listen to this. I developed a plan. You're the only second person to hear about it. That's what's so crazy. To build a. Please, could I just talk?
I just want to we'll do a little drum solo later.
Well, we're jamming good there.
Yeah, in a minute we'll play some drums and stuff. We're just getting the Jones.
I'm more like the acoustic guitar.
What? Well, you can. Here, y'all put a bass in your hands and you can plonk on the bass while I play the
I
drum.
just had some damage in the right, so I've been wearing a brace and it's coming back.
You put it in your lap, you put a slide in your finger.
don't tell me what to do. I don't think I have
Not
to say
telling
more
you
than
what
once.
to do.
But that's the way I hear it.
Okay.
Military background, you give me orders, and I don't think
I'm not
it's
giving orders.
they are
Suggest
perceived as orders.
that would be the most efficient thing.
Very good, because the thing is, one thing that's always works, I think I told you about before, is are you open to suggestions? Very complimentary. So rather than saying you should, then the person, I will say yes, of course I will. And then you tell the thing, it's more acceptable, especially for somebody that's was basically raised an army brat, okay, kind of like rebellious, to say the least. No police records.
A quick tactful way to say that is, you could possibly put that right in front of everything, like that.
Preamble.
Yeah, preempt it with, you could possibly.
Me put a preamble.
Well, no, anybody. So it doesn't sound like an order. Like
Yeah.
instead of saying what I did,
Are you
put it,
open to this?
instead of saying exactly where I said, bluntly, I said, put it in your lap for a slide, blah, blah, blah. I said, you could possibly put it in a slide. See what I'm
That's
saying?
good, but the
And
best one
blah.
is that Terry had was, are you open to suggestions? And almost any, I'm always open to suggestions. So rather than it being specific, you might want to put something else in there. It always works. I've tried it myself. It's just like, if you do it in a way where you're not bossy and you go, are you open to suggestions? I'm actually trained in this.
Yeah.
Are you open to suggestions?
Well,
And
you,
they
you
will
don't
say
have to
yes.
say it exactly that way. You can say,
Whatever way you
might
choose.
I suggest?
Not that, whatever.
Right.
Okay, whatever way
Right.
you do it, I know that's not the point.
Well, that's
And
why.
then another, how the vehicle is not the point for this
Right,
Kundalini
right.
Express,
Gotcha.
dude.
Right. It's like my stupid third grade teacher making me start the E, the middle spot or the bar or the same, what doesn't, on the capital, it doesn't matter which one you start first.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. And the third grade teacher was whacking my hand with the ruler because I'm starting it where starting the bar, the horizontal bar that says the vertical bar. You know what I'm saying? On the letter E. And it's just like fucking ruined me for school.
I do wonder if we could do
It ruined
something.
me academically. You know that?
I know.
It did.
I know. We talked about this before.
My academics.
I'm happy to listen to it again because you told me a little bit more. You know how it is like.
That's all right. I really recovered. We just had to do it ourselves. We don't have degrees
I'm
and
becoming
pieces of paper that say we did it, but we have the knowledge, and knowledge speaks for everything. That's why.
not education.
That's why NASA said, "Do it, Space City. Do it. Organize it. You're the one. You're to put that." And then said, Oh, and also, we got the task force.
Because you see, if I might jump in,
Yeah.
I'm not manic anymore. You'll see some excited periods. And my younger brother was also that way. And just excited, or watch the sugar and all that sugar I drank. I had to, God.
Yeah.
That was like, what's that for? I had one of those sugar things, which is been dieting actually. Trying to get down 34 weeks. Tough breaking. I can't go barrier. But anyway, back to what I was talking about, which is God knows what. I had a lot of people to help me there on the street, a lot of nice Islamic people I talked to, and they just would bring me food because they felt sorry for me. I didn't have to beg, and then I hooked up with a really good busker. If you're going to be on the street, play the harmonica, right? But he had a harmonica with those little nice, super duper basses, and speakers, and had a guitar. And so first, for like a lot of the songs we sang, I could only get one verse out, because I could remember. Then I could get two. We do storytelling. He was a spooky ghost story, and I believe he got killed before I left. I couldn't track it down.
Yeah.
But he could just sit there, and we each get $20.
Yeah.
Because he would have this dirty blanket. But then if he just asked for spare change. He knew how to do it. He's a smart guy. He did have money. It's Joseph just living in the street. I mean, they do.
Yeah.
So they get something decent, which we will build. But Howie, I miss him so much. But he was so much fun to be with, and he was not in the liquor store because of the way he looked. So I get him liquor and give him money or shares or whatever.
Yeah.
And when we were busking, he wasn't sharing it real evenly, but then there's this guy every day gives us $10, 20 extra. We both got something. He saw me after. He saw me go to the liquor store, right? And he saw me back there. Thought, I better get something for him. Then one night, I could only ate in a couple of times. I kind of missed that, The guy had a lot of good food, but the hobo stoves don't work there because of the wind. The ones that can don't work there. But I got a lot of food from people that did, that had their own whatever payment, and I got the stuff from quite cleanly from he must be like, I was estimating about 1,000, 1,200 homeless in the area, including narcs. I mean, what was called Newark. Back in the day, called it Ark.
Uh-huh.
They called Fremont Creek.
Yeah.
They called it the
Yeah.
back in the day. Anyway, still is a place that I desire to live for part of the year, but not much damn of it. So there, I've already got some sites picked out. I've actually been doing some work. And one of them is a sacred area to the Ohlone Indians who had 52 different villages in that lovely valley. You know what they called that valley before the white Irish, Scots Irish like me came? Heaven. And it's in a low place. It's the place of the lake. And they even picked they chose one names for me, and I changed it. So it's going to be, because there's always this thing about taking a bath. They used to be go bathe in the springs, now that are their culverts. Anyway, they want cleanliness, so I called it the name I came up with, my brother's like, is the cleansing waters. Because there's actually a lake there.
Yeah.
And you take off, there's actually a lake there when it rains, take it off, put the big cobbles that come from the canyon up north and make that part. And I've got a pick and say, I've got 3 other buildings, 4 other sites that's ready to go.
4 other sites. You got something to say about the valley they called heaven? You know, I know another valley that's called heaven.
What, Bushy?
That one right there.
I knew you were going to come with one line.
Okay.
You got that on tape? That one's good.
Oh, we're broadcasting live. That's you right there. See the camera? That's you.
On
And
YouTube?
on
Oh,
YouTube.
fuck. I wish I hadn't said so much shit.
Well, too late now.
Oh, no! Anyway, we're hanging out here in Prump, Nevada. Prump, Nevada. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you
Oh,
something.
hold that thought. Let me tell you something. Hold it. Everything you said is so ambiguous.
Thank you the way you did it.
Everything you said is so ambiguous. And so now, go on.
We're coming to you live from the studios of whoever.
Here, hold on.
Big Tech. Well, I mean, the studio, I don't know the name of the studio.
This is Sabrina's Clubhouse.
Sabrina's Clubhouse here with the Big Tech here. We got Miss Susie next to my side. Then Miss Susie's favorite little cupcake we have downstairs. So we love this little Susie. We grab them, chew into them, and we suck the cream on it. Anyway, I got a show. We're going to have some raunchy humor. So consider it a variety show. And this variety show is a charity variety show. That is 30% got a basic musician. 30% of the net profits, which will probably be in merch now, will go to a split of local charities, 15% work with the community. This time we're talking about
So where is this, Scott?
right here.
Here?
When we do our concerts.
Oh, well, we could do that. Yeah, we could put a concert on right out here in our yard.
No, we're going to do it at that level.
Oh, Johnson.
I've been working on that
I see what you're
fucking
saying. But you meant,
forever.
you meant here in Prump, and I'm thinking where here, and I'm thinking right here. But yeah, here.
And then with that way, like I told Brian, I'm trying to reassure him about jamming in his real email about having the song that's which I already gave him, but he lost it. I'll do it again. But, what is it saying? You and Cowboy and I are very comfortable with jamming. He is the kind of person who needs to go through the songs first, and I understand that.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he's not with us anymore. Did you find him?
Right?
No. Cowboy.
He's, I'm sure, passed. But I just haven't dug it up. We could do it right now, but I do whatever it's or if his phone would take it over by his wife, I would have gotten something back. So it's a matter of finding it out on the records if he's on the property. Because I think she was going to go back to Washington. And the problem for him is because restoration is on the wrong side of the mountains, to the smoggy side, right?
Right.
The worst place.
They need to get over there. Yes, they need to be up living.
Well, she wanted to.
He needed to be up
As you
in northern Nevada the other way.
Well,
Up in the
he's
big
very
area.
much with me. And, I remember what our career goals were for being a band. To get blowjobs or whatever form of secretion we desired. And beyond that, have a good time, play,
Let me word it this
make a
way.
little money, take it over. Buddy, take it over.
Why does anybody get into a band for them to get laid? Whatever. But here's my way of saying it. To be able to eat freely of whatsoever human secretions we so desire.
I don't do dirty butts.
Mine is dirty buttons. We don't do dirty buns. We
Some
don't
people
like
do.
eating poop.
Some people do.
And then, by the way, for those that do like to eat poop, ours is the best tasting ever. Because we are, a deity. We don't really do.
Want to offer a service with
My poop doesn't smell. Tastes like walnuts.
I don't know how to do this here, but I excel at, well, I don't use the chick word, right? I use chicklet and chick movies and short films. I like those romantic comedies. How about romantic? So where was I going with that? I'm romantic, and I got back on that other side of my brain. Where did I start talking about originally? Keep on going on. Looking at pretty girls, playing pool, and doing karaoke for a while and dancing, which is what I did last night when I sat down, and it picked me up. The dancing is really, or just doing something along with the singer, is so good for the Parkinson's, because it's building up. My ankles are really well built up. All this stuff.
But I need to go ahead.
Really good at
See,
dancing.
This wasn't something we need to do. Because, sometimes it'd be nice to go and reach over there and do some of that stuff with you. But we don't want to drive this big old clunky 1-ton gas guzzling van that it's great for the jobs it does, but for just taking one single body clear across town is the same. And I need to go ahead and, get my something electric put together that will get me across town about 35 scooter speed, whatever. 30 miles an hour.
Well, let's work on the transportation challenge. There might be something where if we get somebody else from this part of town that's involved that can shuttle with like our friend up.
Well, that would be good for the short term. I'm just saying, for a little bit longer term, for a little bit. Huh?
I'm leaving.
Oh.
I'm thinking short term. I will show you the complicated plan. I will have deep roots here where I can park my tour bus. I had getting a Jeep it's a V8, but and they're brutal on the road, but it's the top of the line rated 4-wheel drive, which is the trail rated. It's old, but it's in good shape. I can haul the Pan American trailer you looked at, which I'm buying now. The guy pulled out for some strange reason after they already pulled the carpeting and everything. It comes with a refrigerator, which is worth way more than that. It's vintage, but it's staying in the things that he wants to be stored. It's worth way more than $3. It's the guy who told me to pull it. So then I got a way to pull them both. I got a way to cross country where I'm doing off-road. And as far as the HR was never get rid of. Those guys get the Jeep going again. Wow, that was great. It saved my life because it's so much safer for the HR. Should I take that out? But with that Kia, I'll glue on your back. There's no radio. It takes 10 hours to remove the whole dashboard to replace the radio and put the heater back in, which I found out I do need because now I get cold from the Parkinson's rather than being warm enough at the winter, even with the blanket on. So that didn't work. 10 hours. But I got the shop floor, and it's not that hard. So I thought, geez, I used to work on my cars. That's why I got the shop floor. Why don't I start pulling that radio? Do a little at a time, pull the grass, and do like I like the putts and do. Very, very good for me, I think.
I just have somebody bend out hanging on the wall. Somewhere. That was somebody's subwoofers in their car. See how sound travels?
What did I do with my lighter?
Well, the blue lighter on the
Sky blue,
left.
because of my new name, I haven't explained that. Quite significant. She named her cat after me, Ronnie, and he's Burmese. And that's what I lost. And he loves me. He already came up to me.
It's in the back right there. See, next year,
Dick?
Yeah, next year.
Popping out again.
Next
Anyway,
year, next year, Dick Johnson.
Johnson, I got all the names.
Johnson.
Salami,
Oh, yeah.
Schwan.
It's on a book about it.
The German one.
Yeah.
Chupa me a pipa.
Chupa me a pipa.
In Portuguese means suck my cock. I know them all, man. Simple stuff anyway. You don't need to know the words. But where was I? But anyway, whatever you gave me, it was very relaxing. Whatever you gave me, whatever it is, uplifting. It's good. It's a combination of two. She said, first sit down. Because I didn't bring my bottle. I left it out front. It's just like, I found a little envelope of some of the shit you gave me, which was really good. It was where all this looked before I didn't find it. I checked on it. Just a little, because I was having a real bad day. I went, hallelujah. How do I find nobody else? As long as it's $100 off. But I love that truck. If I can throw the back down, throw all the shit underneath. And now, see, the embarrassment to me in the whole affair of getting lost was I am a survivalist type person because I'm a Boy Scout, I'm a geologist and all that shit. I got to travel with this vehicle. I've got to have all these things all the time. Always a space blanket, so forth. Big jugs of water and gasoline safety storage, whatnot. And if I'm going up by the mountain lines, 44 by car. Just safety protocol, they're not going to jump you, but hey, you got to be safe working for a university. They respond to it there. They don't even need anything. They just run away after enough thing. Real close. And I miss it so much. So I can even go up there with the HHR and just don't go off-road. That road is perfectly paved for any passenger car. And I have so many special meditation spots up there. Places I go to at sunset, sit and watch the sunset and meditate, get myself right. Which reminds me yesterday that I want to do that. Just trying to get back on the new schedule. No, you should sometimes, I just don't even know what's going on because Dr. Hayes here is very good. He said that you've got, he said this right from the outset, well, you've got Parkinson's disease or a combination of that and other neurological diseases with damage.
Uh-huh.
But he didn't think MS, although if you see me walk sometimes, I'm sure fucking
yeah, sometimes you have that weird gait.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do. It's weird.
Three, but it's not in my family, no.
Well, and then consider that doctors often jump to the first most common cause and go jump, jump, jump. And sometimes completely unrelated things can manifest as multiple symptoms of something else.
He told me that. This Hayes guy is really good. He can look shit up. He always tells you the possibilities that make your mind. He knows I'm a scientist, so I ask questions.
Yeah.
I can't say, this is outstanding medical care here. But as well as the Washington Hospital in particular, and up there, that was top line. But so the diagnosis there from the trauma, brain traumatic injury guy was football syndrome, which I suspected from the symptoms. And I talked to Dr. Hayes about it before, but he wasn't expert in that. So that'll be taken care of at the Rural Clinic as well. I know what's going on. I know what's going on with me. I'm okay. I'm not in dementia. Sometimes it may seem like it. Because when I get in dementia fully, I will leave this place. I will leave this body. I can't take it. That's my mother.
Yeah, I just wonder sometimes.
I do lapse.
I wonder if you're in pre-dementia. If you got symptoms coming on.
It's controllable though. With this meditation, taking it easy and lots of baths. I know what to do. So I'm using those spiritual things and getting me lots of exercise like in Sydney again. It feels so good.
Yeah,
exercise. I'm going to be
exercise.
Walking, old guy walking a rescue dog just like the rest of them would get me up, right?
Yeah.
Then I'll wake up early.
Exercise is the best thing you can do.
Dog will wake you up, keep you warm at night.
Yeah. You know what happens? When you stop moving, you stop living.
You know what I say? Remember that lady that lived to be 100 or something, or Obama and Barack and Michelle had into the White House? The one that was dancing around? 105, I think. Oldest woman in America, black woman, kind of took over. And then they started dancing. The three of them. You know what she said when he asked the question, what's your secret? She said, and this is what I live by, just keep moving. And I just kept on moving against shit that, God, you wouldn't believe. Just keep on moving. Try to stay positive, not jump off that overpass like you almost did. You know, just keep on. I'm a Thornton. I'm a fucking Viking.
I got
I
a
just
great
kept on
analogy.
telling myself because there's Thorntons there. You're a Thornton. You're one of the people that fought for the what's his name? Fremont, the general of the army of the Fair Republic. And then after the war was over, formed Fremont because the Klan goes in entrepreneurism, construction, building shit, and being in the military, you know, back and forth. So they built the road. The first road, all the produce from San Francisco was brought from Fremont and Newark. And the Thorntons built the road. I found the Thornton House. It's a church now. I'm joining it. Oh, I could see it. I knew it before even it was in Dublin or not. Anyway, such a heritage. Everybody knows who I am. It's a powerful name. Even though there's no few Thorntons there. Let me wrap this up because I need to just leave it there. Actually, let's just leave it there.
Okay, get something about what you were saying about
I gotta get some.
how you kept moving. See, when you
always
stop
kept
moving
moving.
is when you stop moving.
Well, you know, you gotta find your
So
water.
anyway, let me make my analogy. It's like this. It's like a walking bass line in jazz. See, it's like you
Yeah.
play. Let me turn it up just a little bit. There you go.
I just had to find the water. Yeah, dig it. Just keep on going, man. After I started remembering some of the music we played, I kept on going with that. Christiana, that's her name, the Filipino girl. Christiani. Like Christiana, like the Colombian singer. She would be so good for me to have around. I should love her.
So can I quote Charlie Mingus? Charlie Mingus, quote. It's not matter. It doesn't matter what when playing a walking bass line. It doesn't matter what you play or how you play it. As long as you don't stop.
You know what I'm going to do?
Did you catch what I said?
Yeah, but I got to
It's
turn
like
this
a
shit off.
walking bass line.
I'm
Same
getting
thing with life. See my analogy?
Yeah. Reverb thing. I'd like to go to plain,
Here, shut that off.
plain sound.
Yeah, plain sound. Okay,
I'm tripping, okay?
Okay. So,
Parkinson's does
okay.
that.
So you dig my analogy, right?
Big slowly. Yeah.
It's like life. The walking bass line. Life and life when you quit walking. So you just like it don't matter where you go or how you play it. Same thing with the walking. It don't matter where you go, how fast you walk,
Electric
what
card
you're
or
doing, whatever,
Keep on going.
as long as you don't stop.
I'm at electric card. I'm at electric card at night, but I'm doing okay now. And so I'm really in great shape from down here. I got to get working on that and shit. But I'm doing all lifting and shoveling and all that stuff.
One exception, unless the conductor says stop. So that hypothetically, I'm playing bell walking bass line. You're the conductor. I've got a
I
bunch of
don't
musicians.
understand.
You're conducting, and it's time. The
I
music
don't
says
understand.
music says pause, stop.
I don't understand you.
Break.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I think the thing we do best is take cues, and I think I interrupted you there, so let me not do that every time music, because you know how good it is.
Right. Okay. So you're walking
Keep
bass.
on talking, give me lessons on that.
The exception to the rule about would be life also. See, is when it's time to take a break, when your body needs a rest. Same thing within the song. When there's a rest on the page, and the conductor says,
Ronnie, it ended up being a blessing. I had a retreat.
right.
I did
That's
so
what I'm
much
saying.
time to think and meditate. The good parts of it were amazing. Amazing. The people I had to talk to about it, both the professionals and the people on the street that had similar things, were so helpful. I began figured, well, I'm not getting out of here. My brother's too cheap to send me $600, and I'll just be living here, but before cats and all that shit.
Yeah.
My
So
will
you
in
did
the
it
wrong
right.
place.
You did it. You did it right.
Both the cats got quickly adopted, by the way. Little,
Okay, they're okay. They're just not.
well, they got adopted.
Nobody died, right?
Oh no, thank God for that. I totally fucked up the communication. Sharon, who you know, takes Ambien, and she has to because she has a heart condition where she can't sleep. People who take Ambien, like fucking President Bush, have problems sometimes with memory. I have to write things down for her, and so there are two possibilities because I remember setting it up. However, I have this self-thinking thing that gets in the way where I talk about it and actually did not do it. So there are two possibilities. She was going in to have surgery, and she said I had to ask for a one-way ride, and that part wasn't correct. But I was going to ask her to. What is it? Oh, I asked her to watch the cat for 2 days. She couldn't do it, or one night. because I was just going up to see her and do overnight. And I've done 2 overnights, so the food is fine for that. But then I got the amnesia, and so what happened was I just given him keys to the house.
It's okay.
Just in case, because we watched each other's places like hawks.
Yeah.
And he didn't see me, and he went in there with the sheriff. Well, he called my wife and got my former pet sitter's phone number, had all the emergency contacts. And the sheriff come in, so got another confrontation with the sheriff. I got to leave. Too much exposure. I mean, not full time. I got to get out. I got a project out of town, which is going to be off. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it'll be further off the grid. Fuck, no more. But I think that yeah. So my key goal is to get the refrigerator gone. Anyway, I just wait till I can get that before to do that. I think I can throw ice inside of it. I'm living on the streets. Go over there and teach for several days if you're properly insulated. I met some incredible people, and this one woman wants, or wanted, still wants, I'm sure, to get me an apartment for our little love nest. Or she can also have a second. I don't know where she lives. You don't tell people you live. If you're in the street, you don't. I would volunteer, and they go, "No, don't tell them. Don't tell them your last name." Don't tell me at 27 discussions. You couldn't find your way back to the hotel. Damn, I lost a lot of equipment, my brother. I gotta find another Mac. Well, I got several computers. Stupid nothing. I have one that's encrypted in a, it's Spy versus Spy in Mad Magazine is. Remember Spy versus Spy? Well, I've been involved in that kind of stuff. And so it got encrypted by Interpol in Africa in a little fight we had. So the computer's perfectly fine, but nothing can be done with it to even clean it up, get it out. But you can still use what's called guest mode, which is secure Safari. And I pick up the internet from across the street now. I let mine go because there's a break in the wire, and I just too much of a mess in that room. You go to secure Safari, you can do the thing, you just can't save anything. So yeah, I got one that's sitting in the back, just like the other one I can use for internet. Then I got the Toshiba, then I got the big Power Mac, the big old graphics machine, photo machine, the big old tower with the video. I got a TV high-res screen there because that's what I had chosen to watch baseball games when I was down in Australia. Nice. Yeah, Brian was getting all over me about not seeing me play bass and stuff. And fuck, I'm the head of the band. I've had to concentrate on the vocals because they haven't done that before. And I didn't explain to them the reason I was doing horizontally is because of the Parkinson's, right? That night I couldn't do that. You know what our band rules are. Everybody plays everything. You don't want to play country, you're not on the road traveling team. Respect everybody else on the band and, have a good time. Like we had with him. Somebody doesn't want to play their whatever, okay, well, just do Perone. It'd be a lot of fun to do the opening in Reno as Bruce and I are planning. We decided with the demographic with college kids.
We've been talking to Bruce.
Oh, extensively about it. With the demographic, I'm having a hard time getting this grand opening going here because it's so complicated for them. It's a whole day thing, which will launch a regular show by us, I'm sure, which will be fun. I mean, it's a grand plan, but I need to retype it and have maybe you look at it, please. So I talk about it, I'm not too coherent.
Yeah.
And then she's a daffy blonde, so I give her something. So there's another boss, and I know Mike, who I bought that car from, that I'm going to get back to Terry by giving her an electric Kia. She's going to love that. She won't have to worry about the money for the car for the rest of the life. She didn't want that 300, and it's perfect for, if you're not taking the big old Jeep, with that V8, the mileage is incredible. 75% Mercedes parts. And she's kept it up. But at the time we wanted to do a trade-off, I was totally cratering financially. I couldn't do it because it was going to get her a 3-year-old red Kia, which is more Austin type, car, small, hip. I'm still going to do that, Ronnie. I hope to get to the spirit of it. So this money's going to her. I'm going to take care of her because in Social Security, you got to do something else too if you want to buy things. With all the reasons why.
Yeah. Right.
I've noticed an uptick in Brian in terms of his entrepreneurial spirit. I think it's really good for him.
He's been getting medicated in certain
Different way.
Yeah, well, he's been on the hormone therapy.
I didn't know that for sure. Prostate, that means?
I don't know exactly.
Prostate.
The details probably not fair to go in details on live TV, but yeah, he's
Prostate. That's the best cancer they have. Fuck, I tell people all the time, I go, what?
yeah. If
Look,
you're gonna
I've
have a
been-
cancer, choose bright proof.
You don't do this prevention. Anyway, it cures a lot of different things, but statistically, that would be a possibility, and that would be really good news. Because it's so treatable. Look at me. Technically, I went to a terminal illness psychiatrist, which is great, in 2008, because what I do have is terminal. You have to think of it that way, but statistically, it's going to be much longer. Whatever, I've already used that very much. And then, that really caused quite a change in my life again. Once you have cancer once, think about it. I'm not afraid of death. I've never been afraid of death. What I've done most recently will carry me through the gates of Valhalla, so I'll finally get to complete my journey in answering the question to my Viking friend Marcy Noor in Cumberland, Wisconsin. I intend to see a lot sooner and not drive her crazy, I hope. I posed a question to her because we reconnected and God, I'd marry her. My husband passed. She said no. But get a dog instead, it's easier. Then a woman with a horse will come along. That's what I want. Horseback riding. I want to get back in the saddle again, Ronnie. Start singing back in the saddle again, a little second humor. Soon you got it. I'm joining Farmers Only. I am an organic farmer. Crater looking around. We want to do a bunch of medical. It's very profitable. And close to the water. Much more of that. But I got to get this other black guy that's doing my time and goodwill involved.
Go something like that, right?
That's one of our songs. Back in the saddle again would be the Roy Rogers. Back where in India, there's various satires on it. Can you pull it up on your internet? Yeah, pull up you. No, you can't pull it through.
All right, so
I can pull it up right here on my.
Anyway, it don't matter.
Let's not
get into that. Get a cigarette on the floor. Did you do that?
I don't know where my body always goes anymore.
Cigarette on the floor. Shadow hand. See what? Can you see that down there?
No. Can you see? Oh, my body just goes flying sometimes.
There, you know,
There's it.
Air.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
Airflow.
Much anymore, you know?
Turn on the air.
Until you got the pad, man, this is really ideal. Do you have that cooler electric? Because I want to throw some ice in that smaller space to keep cool in the refrigerator. Do I have a cooler here that, like the rolling one? I'm going to take that with me. I probably took with me to go camping. The blue one that we had when we were doing
Get it down on the bottom.
well, it's a real nice, yeah, that's it.
That's it. It's full of
Because
food.
it's easier to, well, I got a no refrigerator. I don't have anything that size.
You need something. You need that. You can take it back.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
I
Because
just have to pack the food that's in it elsewhere.
the problem with the fridge is now the water is collected and can't get out. And it's not something I can do. So I called Jack. So I have transfer. Fortunately, I still have a credit card that works. I transfer money from my Texas account. This one, cash card didn't show up. All these challenges, Ronnie. Like I talked to them, and they're always reliable. Never showed up. Also, I'm going to be doing my neighbor's weeding and herbicide stuff for $300 when I get back and got the stuff. I did for his dad last year. I'm just going to upgrade to a 120 top of the line. Spray around these cheap things that break and get the chemicals all over. And the net thing to me in my backyard is $450, $600 myself. I can't afford that. So I said, why don't you do this? I can use some cash now. Wire me some money into my front bank so I can get cash. He's just got some money in a renovation, so he can't do it next week. We're also going to attend grief counseling together about his dad. One of our neighbors did that. It was very helpful. We both struggled with depression about that. And then I got the cowboy. A lot of weird shit. But then I had our expanding December too, because I have the friendship dinner with Edith, kissed her, Cheryl Hands, just like Pam and I did just like Pam and I did last week. Yeah, it was very kind of but and very, we're setting really straight boundaries because what happened is that first weekend I came over, I did Reiki on her. We had a really good time. Get a mark into that girl, all the Pennsylvania Dutch type stuff goes away, and she is just fun as hell. And then she starts flirting with me, right? And I'm flirting back, and I said, well, I know she's a lesbian, first time I started she's a lesbian. Probably got some. But this is fun, because I had a previous experience with Tanya. But she's a lot of fun. She took care of me the other night because I don't know if I told you what's happening, but I didn't have a city girl. They don't take visa anymore at Smith's for my prescription. That's for this. I pulled the money out. I couldn't find the marijuana to put me to sleep, but she told me where it was. Quite envelopes everywhere. 3 days. It was too much because I had not had a mini complaint since late October, early November, so I knew I wasn't manic anymore. Medicine, that particular medicine, that specific anti-epilepsy medicine wasn't working. There's another one I need to take, both for epilepsy now, the increased number of concussions as well as perhaps it'll find some balance, which I don't really get between the really deep shit and the clear stuff, sometimes bordering on idiot savant, which I like, right? Just on the border, the creativity is really amazing. I started writing a poem to Bobby earlier today. I'm setting up easels, cleaning out the back, move equipment into. Because I feel like painting now and waxing, playing with music. It's really good for me to play music. So, Christianity told me for Parkinson's, I'm supposed to be listening to music all of the time. And I talk less and playing music and stuff. And I can read now really clearly. My concentration, I haven't had it like this since I started SSRIs. I can really read well. I can't read my focus is on only one voice in my head. So psychologically, I know I'm doing much better because it doesn't matter what a shrink tells me. I have to be very self-aware as you are, right? Of what's going on. You got to do your own. You're lucky to have one pill that works for all that shit.
Yeah, really.
No, they're thinking about putting me on it actually.
It's not just, I gotta have the marijuana. But they're finding out, and I've been using marijuana in my life, and I'm realizing, and not till recently have I really realized I've been medicating with it.
Which is fine.
All my life, been medicating since fifth grade.
Now it's so more specific though, the things that help us. It's totally different. Like my doctor said, they got to do a study. I keep on hearing this shit, but I don't know if I'm doing medicine anymore. Yeah, I've lost weight, but it's the marijuana. Last when I went for the last medical thing, they said, now we have real strong medical information about the blood lowering. It's indicas, you don't have to do them every week, but it really works. So when I got in the hospital a few times, I got down to what I knew was my heart rate because I got a monitor. I know the blood pressure, I'm off blood pressure medicine. I have the emergency Digicintra AFib, which I did not use that one night, but I have one of those left after to get that. And then the amitriptyline, which I have not been taking. And I've been doing quite well, but I think I should be on that to keep the depressive part less sharp. It's not suicidal depression. Let me tell you what it is. Up there, we call it ghost town because a lot of these places are built on old graves, better graves of my ancestors, and graves of the Ohlone people, and the saber-tooths and all the places and shit they found out there. So we had see things, and I never did the crystal. So the crystal people were into that, would see it, and I would see that also. see trains of antelope running across. But I'll tell you the way the depression is. I'll give you this. This is very vivid. It's seeing the image in a white background of a saber-toothed tiger chomping into a large cubes of ice with his gums bleeding red blood all over the ground. I'll do it again.
You do it again. Yeah, here.
Oh no, I do it there.
Right here now. Here.
So like what I was talking about, got that base around. What I was talking about was
saber-toothed tiger.
I was talking about an analogy that whatever you call it, it's very cogent and shows how bad the depression can be from Parkinson's disease. The most common side effect for people starting and being me in the fourth quarter along, apparently getting, the mania goes away, which is a really good thing. I'm so happy after so many years.
Yeah.
And it took not having a prescription to discover it. Because I didn't have my scripts. And I realized I was in better shape because one of them was making me do these flippy-floppy things. I don't wake up in the home anymore like my other brothers.
Anyway, you can have you do something cool.
Well, the story I was doing.
Saber-toothed tiger.
Oh, Jesus, well, it's in my mind. I've been
Yeah,
reading.
ready.
Singing.
I got the background music.
Can't see the
For to see, put the
Why did
reverb
I
on
get
for dramatic. You know what I'm saying?
for the flame of the
Yeah.
Must have.
Yeah, just don't move. Let me do it. There you go. You're trying to move. Just close your eyes. Let me just say something.
So we're doing the street. We're not
Okay, you
cigarette.
ready?
We make it fast.
Okay, you're going to do, and the reverb, my saber-toothed tiger.
Oh, like a song, like almost surface. Okay, I'm gonna do a reverb. Okay, reverb. Saber-tooth tiger. Surf's up, baby. On the saber-tooth tiger.
We're not playing surfing.
Sound like surfing. You just did. I remember you and Calvin did a couple surfs. I got some surf lyrics. Let's remark that. So, what am I doing? We're playing free folk jamming. What am I doing? You tell me what's going on. I just want to know where we were.
Well, you said saber-toothed tiger. Like, oh, let's use it to dramatize that.
I did.
In the story.
But then it became a good song.
See, you can, that's what I'm trying to get you to do. It's like for your storytelling.
Here, take this. I don't know what to do.
It's spelled on the floor.
Oh, I
Falling on
can't see
the
that.
floor.
I can't.
Spelled on the floor. How about that? You got me talking.
Oh, I make every people do things, so I don't really.
All right, here.
Doesn't
Get
matter.
another one. That's why I got 40,000. Here you
I
go.
just can't reach back. I got that, like a shoulder.
That's why I have 40,000 ashtrays. Because it's like, fall.
Well, now I got somebody to give me athletic.
Fell into a black hole somewhere, vibrated.
Athletic massage.
See, what happens with-
What happens? It works.
What happens around me a lot because nature wants to teach me everything about how everything works like to teach man. And so when stuff falls on the floor, sometimes it just falls on the floor and just disappears.
You see my house.
And what's happening?
My house.
The physics behind that is it hits the floor, vibrates just right to the right frequency, and disappears. From my
Yeah, I would actually have to let you see my house again because I just can't pick shit up and it's midnight, we're looking for the damn
You're gonna have
card.
to get to school
Looking for
here.
the card, I can do that part. But the actual cleaning,
We're
sometimes
gonna
can
have
be
cleaning
nauseous.
parties.
I've been, tomorrow we're gonna clean.
Yeah, Boo and Brian.
Yeah. No, I don't come. Well, I mean, the cat and dogs should around me, I come over. You film it.
And then we can film.
Concentrate 100% of filming. You know how quickly you can move all that shit out?
Yeah.
There's stuff there where you can quickly get it out. If you want it clean because you're the mechanic for the car, we can totally set it up. I don't know whether to do with some of the stuff. I got all those IKEA shelves that could be put up with the books, okay? We're gonna have to think about Mitch, because he's kind of sensitive about where we project the sound. So I have to talk with him about that. Because everybody else is deaf. My next door, my neighbor across the psychiatric nurse, he inherited the house because they did a franchise.
Well, is it on the right side or on the other side?
The one with the little cactus garden.
I don't know. I can't picture that.
The old Bob.
Is he on the left side of the street? He's on the.
If you're looking across from my Douglas Fir, he's directly across.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're looking, say you're standing in the street and you're looking at your house.
What street?
In your street.
Bridger. Oh, okay.
You're standing on Bridger and you're looking at your house, looking at the front door.
Behind
Is he on the left side or the right side?
He's behind you.
Oh,
Opposite
across
side,
the
a
street.
huge lot with
He's
Nice
across,
cactus.
so he'd be across the street.
The best damn
Yeah,
cactus.
I don't think you have to worry. You've got the doors closed.
I left it open for 3.5 months, 2.5 months. He watches everything. I watch everything. He's
Not just
paranoid.
the sound. Yeah.
Just let me deal with it. I'm just talking out loud. It's not a problem. But he's very touchy, very particular. I do take your idea from some time ago. I already did get a sign to say that we're practicing. Because we could get civic gigs and fun shit out the winery and stuff, you know. Out the local winery, the one down the street, the one of these beautiful companies. That would be fun to do. And it'd be fun to do and carry on this cowboy accent, also introduce some senior citizen vintage country. Because not only, it's not just because it's good for PR, but I like doing it. I did do it. I got a home. These were my dad's and mom's favorites. I got Australian vintage too. Do that at the senior center for free. It's in the paper and everything, but to like it, you build your reputation. If you do what you need to do here, I certainly need to rebuild mine. It's terrible. But it's doing good Buddhist things as well. So it fits with myself, Pam, a Buddhist. Somebody else. We're going to do good stuff, have fun, and we're not going to be making big money with nothing more, but it'll be fun. We want to cover all our getting hotel, whatever. You with the dog in the Motel 8. There's actually an outstanding
we
place
got
in
two
Reno.
because they got to travel together. Good
Well,
lovers.
getting my trailer, but it's too many pets because Pam has 2 cats.
Yeah, but we'll have to figure out some other accommodations for me. I just wait, you know.
Well, the thing is, if you have a vehicle, yeah, of course, I already have one in mind. We're only talking about overnight. It's one of the damn best pet places I ever saw. It's in the airport. It used to be Bedouin. That's what they did today. It used to be Best Westerns. Now they've got a special brand for airports and stuff. It's posh. The money's not much because it's in the airport. It's pet friendly. It's got walking areas. It's the only place because, well, there's a Motel 6, which is, you know, in that part of the country, okay. And the price is right.
I don't mind them just.
No, we didn't.
They're cheap, just 45, 50 bucks or whatever. Yeah.
Not there. But anyway, they always
They're
take
more
that.
money than that. Then.
Actually, I've stayed in that Motel 6. The only thing I can say is, the only negative was that it's so confusing. The time to get in and out of it. That's an aside. Now you can navigate your own time to keep my mind out. I don't need to worry about where I'm going, but I had I like having the actual garment. I can enter all my stuff in, my points are looking at boxes right in front of me, not just the little iPhone. But I found something else because I'm getting a bus. If I sell the house, I'm getting a tour bus. Maybe 2 bedrooms. Enough for Pam and her wife and all the animals. Because that way we can travel with them. This would happen to be getting to be fun. She has taken 2 rescues. Incredible what she's done. Particularly, she named a cat after me. Come on. A cat had such pretty Burmese like this, your cat I lost. The little Burmese cat comes close up to me. They're very spiritual. And when she left, after it passed on a lovely camp with long sofa. Oh, that's sweet. She said, "Oh, don't leave me alone." And the cat all came out and started coming around me. And then little Hoshi, I don't know if I told you about my new name, but Hoshi means sky, and I'll explain that after the story, okay? Don't let me forget, it's very insightful. Give it to me by a Japanese memory. Buddhist. I could have said, Pam, because we've been talking about being into each other for a while. And clearly she set the boundaries and I totally accept them because once I cleared her chakras, then she got married. I think that's the timing. But now that she's not working, she's such a much nicer person at the sweatshop. She's just so wonderful. She's got a bunch of these fucking Buddhists down there in Nevada that have her driving her everywhere, and she's that kind of a healthy out person. So Mickey McGlone, the one I was telling about the beautiful lips that always were in the fantasy of cowboy after he checked the website for a blowjob. And she's all natural. She sells natural makeup line, but she's so beautiful. She's my dad's favorite. We watched it. London. Dean Martin, whatever. I remember her. She's such a good person, and we have reconnected with her as well. Yeah. First one was just advice, and this one. Another one is I don't wear them out. I wear them out, and I don't want to hear them. So I got to have multiple women, and you, and Bruce, very good. Y'all are good. Bob is very good to me. Tell me some of her poetry. It really spoke to what was happening with me. She's a brilliant poet. I think we need to do that poetry slam thing. You got cowboy poets, you got me, do an hour, and get people coming in from Vegas. And they can bounce back and forth. They'll come up for something like that if they have a whole day. You know, of activity. We talked about this before, right? But you know what I'd like to do now, if you don't mind, to get to stop, please. Like if we just sat with a piece of paper, which I have, let's hammer out the set list and give it to me again. Because I'm getting tired of it. Let's knock it off. Do what we remember on a piece of paper. Okay, it won't take us long at all. I have the paper right here.
Yeah.
So
you want to do that now?
yeah, because usually it's bugging me, and I've got just them who lost the last one. I got the paper. You know, you and I know them all. You got to get the damn film through there. Space Cowboy. And he doesn't care about what you select. A lot of those things are his favorites. Man of letters should always carry a pen. Oh, fuck, I lost my cheap old ass short. Everything
that's
is blue
it out.
because...
Okay, great.
Ready for what? You have a pen duty on around me? Mine's in the car, and I don't want to go that far.
Pen or pencil or something.
Pencil will work and a flat thing to write on. That on pencil, I prefer a pencil actually. It's much more sustainable. And I write well with pencil. Oh shit, I'm a hump. I don't want to hop that mama.
Fall on the floor.
I use colors so it choose just the flat object.
You can use a brief pencil, sure.
Yeah, any kind of pencil. I just got to get it out real quick. Before I can read it.
Piece of paper, cut paper.
I got paper,
just
something
need it
flat
flat.
to lay it on like an album cover or whatever.
Yeah, here, like this. Look.
I'm having some mind labs, some really incredible shit happening. She's fun to do. Ask
But
me.
that book,
This is Paul.
the teddy bear
I saw
book.
this before.
Yeah.
You had a teddy
We
bear.
got lots of teddy bears.
I had a teddy bear. We only had one and we handed it down.
And figure out what they are, and who made them, and all that stuff. All cool shit.
I remember Teddy because I was second in line. My brother bit the shit out of it.
Anyway, so.
Okay, now listen just a second. Let's concentrate. Knock it out, okay? While you're playing would be great. Okay. I'm going to throw them together as openers and where we might put it. Just get it all out. Like there's an opening set, the sort of sweet melancholy, I call it, about the Death Trip song, me focusing on it. And then also the things about like 1999. Let's just have a good time. So it starts out slow. And I'm just going to throw some of the songs in there without the order necessarily. Because you and I talked about it, to knock this thing out.
Oh, that was just one of those things, my soundproofing thing that put them up there with tape. I need some better tape.
So first of all, we're going to do
But
like,
yeah, and it came down and hit the fan. And wow, the shit hit the fan, man.
so like in the intro, let's strip this out while we get it, then we get the songs. We're going to have you all doing Cowboy and Surf music or whatever. So there's a little instrumental going on, but whatever you all want to do. Okay. We could do either the, I think we would save the Big Lebowski for later. I'm doing Dylan now after I reconnect with my focus. If I can get away from that. I think we'd do the Big Lebowski later and just do a big text, simple entrance sort of thing, explain where we're going, get into some music. So in the intro, you guys play whatever you want, the instrumentals are out there, and then you be the orator and do something like in the Big Lebowski, which we need to all watch together, like when he introduced Once There Was a Man. You do something like that with big text. We'll listen to it, because it would have been Cowboy again. We'll listen like you suggested. We'll all sit down and watch it.
All right, so
Because I'm seriously considering getting some gerbils. But they have these little ones that roll on skates, so you don't need to get them.
Once there was a man.
No, roll on these are fun. This is actually not that far from my true color. When I moved to California, it got brighter. This is one shade brighter, but I'm going down to strawberry blonde or strawberry blonde streaks, which I've always wanted to have because my uncle and my aunt, beautiful strawberry blonde hair. And that's how I started out, for blonde, strawberry blonde. And then when I got really interested in looking at my hair, there's strawberry blonde hair in there. And they turn different colors than the browns.
Yeah.
But you know what happened? They turned white. Stressed. Like a little old lady.
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking.
How it works.
The cops were saying, "You look like Will Ferrell."
Our hair, unfortunately, is very susceptible to changes in hormones. So what happens is, when you get under stress, cortisol, stress hormone, goes up, which affects your hair. It builds up around your belly and causes your hair to get gray.
We'll work on the big text intro. We've got many complex ideas on that, but I'll just put big text intro by you. So we'll listen together as a band. We'll watch the movie together because we're going to do that damn thing with the dressing up in black suits. And I've been looking at the animals, by the way. They look good.
Yeah.
I've been looking at the animals with little. I want some, but I can move them between locations.
I'm going to have to go have a download.
Go ahead and let me write this down because I'm just hitting it off.
Yeah.
I got just let me concentrate on it. Knock it out. We'll add anything. I'll have 40 songs. We played 109 songs. You know that? We kept adding was the problem. We got it from Peg, like Edmund Fitzgerald. I want to open with Amarillo Highway and honor him. Honor a cowboy. Yeah, and then I'll do the Back to the Armadillo.
Is that the one? Amarillo by morning. Is that one that cowboy likes?
He introduced me to mainstream. I introduced him to outlaw. The next one would be something outlaw. I'd be Ryan Bingham. Very sad, but beautiful. It's really bluesy. I do the bass line. I do the bass line of the key song on that, and I can sing to it as well. I think if I get the wiring. So what I'm going to set up is a permanent tape down, safe rehearsal thing. Everything in place. So that all we have to do is walk in. All the stuff in the office is out of the way. Nobody's going to trip and fall. It's not going to be that hard. I just can't move that well out there. Trip.
Right.
I walk carefully. I haven't tripped since.
That's all right. We'll go over there. You just direct us how you want stuff to go.
The strength of my ankles with the weights too.
Make it happen.
With the weight belt, it looks like I'm a Unabomber. I got back into that, which I was doing before, and it's real good for getting my breath. Since I quit doing the wheelchair, I'll talk to you while you're shitting. Since I quit doing the wheelchair, my man tits are getting too flabby. So I got to do some weights. And I got some little weights there, no excuse. Got to get some gardening in, which is great. It's great for my spirit. I'm so happy that I didn't have the water on. So much easier to weed. Get some. I got fucking apricots. I didn't do any of the pruning or anything. I can't do anything now, but I got a lot of apricots. I got a whole bushel of beautiful little tree that Bob would have loved. The white peaches, the Bella Georgia peach, which is the best peaches of Georgia. Oh, they're the best. And then some bushes that should have died years ago that have been nursing along, kicking out the free pits. The ones that work here, they're so good, the free pits. I did nothing. And it still lived. Just the rain. And the grass, too. It should have all been burned up if it had been normal weather, dude, is what I'm saying. I would have been in big trouble then. But I got a chainsaw and clear out the, I call it the leafy bower. It's a bit too leafy now. In the heavy winds, it's not good. I can do that. That's my favorite place. Shit, I should put some music on. I don't have to listen to shit. Oh wait, I have an iPhone now. I could put on Amarillo by Morning or Edmund Fitzgerald, which is also, Edmund Fitzgerald is kind of in an opening section, and it's one of our favorites. So we do entry, we do intro. There's our coach doing that, and then we do Because the Cowboy. T-shirts will sell. Cowboys, we'll think of it farewell. Happy trails. Sorry. Amarillo by Morning. there's another one I like there too of his I'm going to put in. I find the list. Then I'll switch to a little Tex-Mex like Back to the Armadillo. Willie Nelson. Now I'll switch to Back to the Armadillo, Hoyt Axel version. And then some Ryan Bingham, kind of the sad kind of starting out thing, country. Then Ryan Bingham. So now we're talking about this. Then we go into what I call the sweet melancholy. Bob Dylan. Nice pencils. Knocking on Heaven's Door. The fuck's his name? Leon. Oh, God. Oh, what's his name? I've seen him twice. Leon. Okay, keep on writing. We'll come to it. Don't Fear the Reaper, which we've never even done yet. It's really not that hard. That's the music I chose to have on a tape before I went under for my radical, because you always got to think you might not come back after that. And I wasn't afraid of the Reaper ever, but then the one I had when I wake up, The Flower Girl, which was by Terry. The Flower Girl by the Cowsills, which was on our song list. I love that song. So innocent in the 60s. Now I got another Flower Girl in North Carolina soon.
I love
The Flower Girl. Well, I had that ready. I wanted that to be playing when I came to, so I would see her and know that I made it through the passage. And so I always think of her as the Flower Girl, but there's now another one whose code name is Mountain Magnolia Flower Girl, the love of my life. And I found out recently when we exchanged letters and became true friends, we both had the mutual thing, but we weren't certain. We both thought it was it. But I was her first real boyfriend, and she was my second, and the first one ended badly, and I wasn't in touch with my feelings to talk about it, that I didn't want to get married and stuff after that. And I didn't realize that's what she was asking, but we had more than one stage, shall we say. To the best of my knowledge, I have 2 children. They're a beautiful girl. And the other guy, that was the open marriage part for me, and she was getting divorced, as I recall right. I blanked out all this shit, man. I blanked out all kinds of shit that's come back. And I remember my kindergarten girlfriend, little Becky. Little Becky and I would getting fingerprints together. She had such a cute little guy. All the way back for all the girls I loved before, I'm back to pre-K.
Okay, I thought you were going to pull up some songs.
I was going to pull up, I was writing down songs.
Yeah, you were going to write.
Maybe it'd be better listening to music. I'm kind of distracted. Start writing some songs down. You know them.
Let's look at what you wrote down.
Get started.
Intro, music.
Then I put some country shit together under it. Yeah.
Big Arpa, Cowboys, Farewell, and
Got 5.
Anthem. Okay.
But not a catch will be there too.
And what's this next one?
Well, I call it the Sweet Melancholy. I haven't even told you about this, but I've told the women who are both very literary and poetic and shit. I've started something I call after a Swedish band, the soundtrack of my lives. So if you hear about that, it's me blogging. It's out in the you hear it now, okay? So if you hear the soundtrack of our lives, that I become very lyric, music focused, not just because of Parkinson's, but because I have time to listen to music again and not just sit around and talk, which is really good for my soul. Gotta get my stereo hooked up. That's why I like my car so much. I was denying myself the very thing she said, Christianity, the one I'm going to get to come with it. Get her off the streets and get put in jail. There are so many services in this city they don't have up there, Ronnie. This place, for who we are, for everything is so superior to Fremont. A wealthy community. I tell people, come on down.
Well, that would be something
It
to do
is.
a documentary about.
It is. Well, we got several things moving, and I think to the forefront now, we need to actually somebody said just film one. But I'm pretty urgent, and I've got that woman, I think has camera equipment up there, to do the one about Fremont, because I want to write a book, and I don't know how to write a book. But I want to document it, because it's happened before, you know, where somebody came to some place and had plenty of money, and they got amnesia, and nobody could get them out. It's not the first time. It's the previous guy with the book and stuff.
Yeah.
And people have to know that, like, I've learned the hard way, and it's too bad. I was writing the list down before I left. Key phone numbers. I didn't bring it with me, but to carry a piece of paper if you lose your memory. And also to have a digital number for using a Bell telephone, because they still fucking exist. And having a national bank, not a local one, which I should have done. Like Wells Fargo, I got 2 local ones. I can't just walk in. And then I got the insurance policy. So I've been trained, because the guy told me it's going to happen again, maybe. Huh? It's going to happen again. Carry a backpack, you know, with stuff you need all the time. That's the way it's gotten with me.
Yeah.
Just to always be prepared, because I know now that with nothing, with just my jacket, my little hat, my boots and everything, I can survive anything there. I know how to get everything and to do it in a healthy fashion. And there's a mission there. There's a reason I landed there. My son was there also, because while I still had my cell phone, you know, I got married. I got real confused there, because I knew this had happened, but then I got the numbers off when I left, which was March 1st. I knew I'd been married in Paris to her, to Anne Marie Rosenberg des Rothschilds. So it's a secret wedding sort of thing. They don't like to have their name around. But she had my son. We were also anti-war bombing shit. Anyway, so we went way back, as well as John talked to the other people. Very sad. I have a poem that he just has to send me a copy back about that. But anyway, she was bisexual and Aries, just like Pam. And it turns out Mickey's an Aries, and I love them. They're so much fun. That's what I need. I need fun. And I like thinking now that I've been so goddamn horny for women, I know I can get it here. I'm not gonna be avoiding Pahrump at all. It's nothing. It's 4.5 hours away. But I don't think Bishop is Pahrump to me, because Pahrump has that musical stuff I can go see where I can have a good time. And 24 hours I can at least have breakfast at, see my girls at Shoney at, you know, where all the insomniacs go. The coffee house. Not Shoney's, but down there by Walmart. It's always open. I could go up and...
Down by Walmart?
Yeah, but it's on the street. It's a famous coffee place. It's really pretty damn good food.
Oh, you're talking about in
Next to the barbecue place.
Fremont?
No, right here.
Oh.
Next to the barbecue place. It's not Shoney's. That's the South. Big Boy. It's not Big Boy.
You're talking about
No, it's right on the street. Anyway,
Is
that's
it on Frontage Road? Across
right
from Walmart?
across from CVS, I believe. Yeah.
On
Walmart.
Frontage Road.
It's quite dominant.
It's over the
It's a
other
coffee
side.
shop, and it doesn't really matter what it's called at this time, because we'll remember it in no time. They all know me. I like my meal of the day will often be the prospector special, which is 2 meals, or the senior thing. But I got somebody to talk to. I can read the paper. I can work on my letters. You know, I could work on my computer if I had it. So I got some place to stay. I'm not the only person there, and it's a great one. The service is outstanding. And then I can go to Tatuado if I'm like last night.
Yeah.
I had to go dance to get it out and everything. I went and danced and did a bunch of, and they don't really like when you sing along with them a lot. You know, I like singing along with them to some extent to kind of put it on.
Okay.
But I sang along with, I did Shana Na along with the girl, and we got to join in a whole bunch of people. I did personally Willie Nelson, All the Girls I Loved Before once again. I did some hip hop with Jordan the Man, and I did some dancing along, and I did some pool in between because I couldn't stand all that long.
Yeah.
I met some interesting people. I saw some great eye candy, and I was so happy. So well.
Okay. Yeah, tell
I
me.
found some pot.
Tell us, please. We'd like to know about this place where everybody goes to insomnia. I want to go visit there, and I probably maybe not even been here yet, and so I don't even know the name of the place. So, so how do you get there?
Denny's. Denny's all over the world, man. The Denny's in Eureka.
Denny's, okay.
The Denny's, we'll get up to the Denny's in Eureka.
Does,
It might be in
Trump
tape
does
now.
have a Denny's on it.
Oh, it's a really good one.
Yeah, we'll have to go visit
Everywhere you
there.
go, got the healthy vegetarian stuff too. It's not just junk.
Well, we'll go visit one of these nights, Insomniac nights.
Well, if
Visit
I don't
Denny's.
even have any money because I forgot my wallet, I don't have
And then-
quarters, I got coffee there, I got a honey to talk to.
Yeah.
I tip them heavily, I tip the cook.
Yeah.
You know, they're outstanding anywhere you go, but the
We know
one,
where to find you late at night if you want to find you,
Yeah, I'll be either one of those
Find you on the
places.
phone or something. You might be Denny's.
or Tattoo Automore, like.
Yeah, well, that's far away. And
I get a pager if you like. It's much easier. This is bullshit with the phones. Pagers are
Why,
so.
the phones work as pagers, all you do is
Well,
vibrate.
people are using them once again because they're unobtrusive and just put on your belt, and then it's got to be really important.
Yeah.
So if it's for my emergency service, for my purposes and safety, because I'm somewhat isolated over there, Mitch is in the process of moving over,
Yeah.
but I don't really have a
You
guardian.
You may not live long enough to see this, unfortunately.
I'm
Well,
gonna
your
live
glasses,
longer time than you thought.
maybe, I hope so. I'd like to keep you around a while.
Fucking tough cream puff, man. I'm a fucking Viking.
Tough.
I go all the way back to the giant men of Granberg,
Can I get my thought out? I know that you said that for the other time. So anyway, let me get my thought out. One day it's coming, you'll have all that crap, the telephone, the watch, the video player, everything they're carrying around here, putting in their pockets, blah, 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 and a pair of glasses. Put on, and guess what? It'll be stereo vision, stereo sound, everything, all right there. Put them on.
You know what's amazing is why we should take advantage of it. It's hard anymore. Is we bought the top of the line Hitachi 3D, and for a while there's some 3D stuff on.
Yeah.
But it got two glasses, and it's really good 3D. Just got to get the new batteries. It is outstanding. So if the technology came out, it was really good. Like if you watch Pirates of the Caribbean or something with that stereo set up right. But I'm leaving the house, and I'm deeding it in part to Pam as part of a business arrangement as well. And tenants in common, because she won't, well, she can't marry, she's already married. I knew she was permanently partnered. Well, I knew. She called out her name and I thought she called out my name. And she talks in her sleep.
And, that pair of glasses come with a hat.
The stereo ones?
Yeah, stereo
Or you talk
glasses,
about
stereo vision.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's gonna come with a hat. You can put on a 360 camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can look behind you. And
That'd be
look
cool.
all
I'm
the
pretty
360
paranoid.
degrees, yeah. Yeah, and have it in the head.
Just writing a poem about that to Bobby.
Glasses, yeah.
I just gave some essential oil to Bobby because I get tacos.
You're able to have an internet connection going on right here.
I don't want that. I don't want that anymore.
But you
Gone.
can shut all that off.
I didn't have my iWatch with me. If I had my iWatch, it wouldn't happen. I went through all my protocols were not good because I was psychotic.
Yeah.
They were considering perhaps I needed to be on psychotic medication like you, but it was like a one-off. And I don't. I've got all the details back together and stuff. I don't even know why I was rushing up to see her because I know it's against all the rules. With Edith, as with Pam, you book way ahead of time, nothing spontaneous. She's been stalked in the past. I found her to a place, she did a very safe place. And so I decided to head back. It was a poorly planned road trip, just like the one where I did not destroy the HHR. That is not happening again. I'm at least checking in with Sarah and others like I checked in with Sharon. Like I checked in with Brian about where the fuck I'm going, where there's no satellite or anything.
Yeah.
I would forget to do that with Terry, just take off. And I love that freedom, but I can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
I don't get lost to it, but if something happens to me, and I'm prepared, man, I got everything I need just to check in, and Sharon's a good one for that. Sharon and I are going to start watching cowboy movies together again, because I get a channel she doesn't get. She likes that old music that cowboys play.
Yeah.
It's weird because, I asked her to marry me, right?
Uh-huh.
But she has characteristics, even though she's not a hippie, she has characteristics of the generation in terms of food and health, and then she's right-wing. So we agree not to, because I'm a Mason, talk about politics. I have
Right.
problems with Pam about this. Respect me.
Yeah.
It's just going to drive us apart. I don't want to hear that right-wing shit. I
That's
don't
right.
get that
That's
one.
right.
But I will go to church with you. I'd be very interested because it's not the hardcore Southern Baptist church where you get a better place of heaven the more people you save, like my brother and his wife would do that.
Yeah.
This, whatever you call this thing, when you leave your body, that's a good way to think if you watch the George Harrison thing with me. It's
Yeah.
the way I've been trying to work for the last several years. It's very clumsy the way I've done it. You're just leaving your body. Where does that go? Heaven is in our hearts as are our angels. Already I've got them with me. I'm visiting with them since August 15th, 2016. But they're inside me. At first I thought angels were like in the Bible and stuff up in the sky, but Terry reminded me of the angel New Age thing, which I have a lot of stuff on, which just left all the shit. You know, the angels, you don't have to think of it as a religion or something. They're all those people. All my archangels are women. People appeared like Jeff, my gay cousin. He appeared on the left finally. I just had reconnected with him through LinkedIn. May I use the blue lighter? Did that back? I just have connected before he passed on LinkedIn. Brilliant musician. Like a brother to me. Those are good though.
Yeah.
Good thing to have in the street.
Yeah.
Fuck.
You can run on alcohol without
Hurricane lamp, always Gulf Coast, everybody's got them. Fuck, they're really good. I could use that. I started making shit, man. I started making shit with my hands and my big old knife.
Yeah.
Big knife. On them because of the gangsters. But you know what I really missed that I lost the computer, all that shit, just bring. I'll get that shit back together. Getting the anger behind me. After talking to Mitch, I disowned my brother. He's toxic to me. I will not speak to him again. He's probably sniffing and huffing all these years after he got off alcohol. He's not healthy for me. What he really wanted to do, Ronnie, was wanted to rescue me. That's why he didn't give me enough money to get out. I found from Mitch.
Yeah.
He wanted to. I said, well, it'd be nice if he told me that. You know, we just don't have a good relationship. Then I thought, no, he's not coming to my place because I'm like, after my sister-in-law, his wife, I'm not having any hard addicts in there, period.
Yeah.
I'm not fulfilling any hard addicts by getting extra hockey for them. I've been through that too much with my son.
Yeah, I haven't enabled anybody.
No, and Brian's very addicted. Just take Meloxicam. Fuck it. I want it to read. It usually works, but if it does get bad, you have to have that. Then it gets too fuzzy because he's been on crank in the past. And shit.
Check this out. This is cool. Relationship like this.
Yeah. Hey, buddy,
One person,
you're my brother from another mother.
and there's another person,
Yeah.
right? Here's two people of light that shine. Okay? All right. And relationships are like this. You can come together in sync. We've got two candles that shine with the light of sync. See what I'm saying?
We share some, not
This is
but not
relationship.
all personality characters.
You can. This is a physics, mathematics.
Dig it.
Maxwell's equation.
Demonstration.
Maxwell's equations will explain why that works.
Just the candles is a symbol, is the way I take it, and it's very helpful.
3 times the light out of 2 candles. This is the nature of relationship.
And Brian's playing guitar a lot more. He's, I've listened to some of the songs they wanted to do. Really, she's an excellent writer and poet. Very impressive. But I wanted to tell you also, I brought some special and very expensive, the best in the world. Cape chamomile from South Africa. You know what that works on? I'm a paranoid like her about him. And I told her, you got nothing to worry about that boy. Next time you feel this, rub this on your thing, and it'll also help you sleep all night, calm you down.
Yeah.
Because I'm a paranoid too. And that I have another one for depression I'll put together for you.
Anyway, here.
We got a lot of time to talk about this to help each other with their poetry. It's very helpful.
Ready for some fun? Just for fun, I did this. Here's 6 of them all bunched together. You ready for this one? Yeah, there's lots of shit. They start out slow. And then over
I love candles. That's all I have when I came in. I love candles. Especially ones that smell of sweet.
So-
I want to help you as a close friend that
there. Okay. Now here.
continue to perplex me.
Wait. Hold the thought.
I will.
All right, let me get to the joke. Now, remember the
Are
movie?
you taping?
Yeah.
Okay, we can use these things.
Remember? Well, it's going out on YouTube. Right now.
Oh, we're doing
Still
this
live.
is Big Tex and
This
the
is
Space
Friday.
Cowboys.
No, this is Friday.
This is Friday vlog.
Mixers.
But Big Tex is here, and we also play together in
Yeah.
a charity comedy
All right,
thing.
now,
So we're
you
just
ready for this
advertising
one?
Big Tex.
Let me get to the punchline.
All right.
Remember
right.
the TV show Kung Fu?
I
Imagine
love
that
it.
one. Grasshopper.
Oh, I love
Kick.
it, Chris.
You can blow the flame out with a kick.
Everybody was Kung Fu fighting.
It'd be taking forever to blow that flame
I
out.
love that show. I love the carradines. They're very talented. acting family.
Unfortunately, yeah, David.
They're one of those dynasties, you know. Like with the other one, you know, one of my favorite movies of all time, which I have, is Repo Man.
Yeah.
Another one is the one about Christmas time.
You just mentioned the character. You always feel sad about David.
Yeah,
Sad.
happens a lot.
It makes me wonder though. Yeah, I gotta wonder A or B.
I lived out there.
I wonder A or B. Yeah, A. He could have been into some serious kinks. You know, the
Yeah, he was.
autoerotic asphyxiation thing.
I lived
Okay, but
tied to Hollywood.
now B. Okay, yes, he was. But B. Did some of one of his enemies? He had everyone as an enemy. One of his enemies he used it as a tool against him.
No, actually, I'm tied in with the.
Kind of like the same way Sandy did with Ted. Okay.
I'm tied in with the Hollywood rag spot because I have that woman, the event organizer, who I used to stoop. Oh, wait. Oh, she's wrong. She's good.
Yeah.
Anyway, I hope to see her again soon.
Anyway.
But the former would be true, and let's move on from that. That would be my conclusion.
You think the former's true?
I believe.
Very well. Yeah.
But so much, you know, the thing about it is, you ever see that movie?
I'm quicker to suspect wrongdoing.
You ever see LA Story with
Yeah.
the first big role was Steve Martin and what's her name? She later on went on to show where all the girls are together, the 4 girls.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
It was her first big role, LA Story.
Yeah.
Oh, now that is a classic LA Story. It's so much fun. If that's what we're talking about. The other ones I like are Sunset Boulevard. I've been down that street many, many times.
Well,
What I want to
we
ask
were
you
talking
some
about a true
personal
story.
advice because you know, it was Grateful Brew that said, "Why don't you have your stereos hooked up?" And I said, "Well, it's a divorce thing. It's never a priority for her, and the other room was all clean, and she started throwing shit in."
Grateful Brew.
Grateful Brew, because he does the Grateful Dead, the talking.
Bruce.
He wanted to be Brew, and he wanted to be Bry. So I said, "You're Jimmy Bry, and you're Grateful Brew, because you're doing the Grateful storytelling."
That's cute.
And because
Jimmy,
Jimmy,
I call him Boo. But
he chose Brew and Bry.
Brew and
So I
Bry.
said, "That's who you are, because
That's
you're doing
cool.
the Grateful."
I like it.
He's such a great storyteller.
I
And
like
at first, Brian didn't like it, but now he likes it.
I like it.
Brian's hair's looking better. Got a couple of tats. He's looking healthier. Psychologically, from playing the music.
Yeah.
We all are.
It's
That's
the
all
best,
a cowboy wanted, and that's
one
what I
of the
need now
best,
too.
healthiest things for your mind you can do is play music on instruments
And listen to it.
and
Of
listen
course,
to it. Listening to music and then
playing helps me with my. I can't recover all the damage, but I had a cast on the left and a cast on the right. But if I keep on writing letters and using my hands for doing stuff and the painting and the guitar, I will have the use of my hands much longer in life, just like my mother did.
Yeah.
And it's so good for my soul. Hey,
I'm just looking for something while
we got a core back together.
I'm looking for my drink thing
What it
to
called?
handle.
I can't write anymore. My arm hurts too much. I'll take this home. I already did it once. I got angry at it. Lost the fucking thing. It's bitching around.
They're hanging on the fence. What do I do to get?
I connected my iMemory. It's all on my iPhone, by the way. I think I can do that tomorrow. See, now you're losing shit because you're around me. Time to go.
No,
It happens all the time, I'm telling you. It's crazy.
I'm just place that thing on a minute-to-minute basis. I hang it up,
Go get another one.
and then it can't be another one. It's a particular thing I use. It's my metal cup.
I understand the ritual. I got the
Yeah,
ritual.
yeah. See, just
Then you wander around. Then you talk to Scotty for a while. All of a sudden you go, oh, there it is. Oh, maybe it's near his cooler that he needs tonight. Seriously, dude, I got another cooler, so it's just within the ice box, and it has more water, and it's clogging up the goddamn thing. But I need the cooler back. I can't afford to buy a new. I hope it's fixable. Oh, Marcy told me when the reunion is. Look,
well, it's probably made it into the house here, hanging up somewhere because
just
It's
roll
not.
it back. Roll it back. What were you doing before, you know?
He's got it, Marcy.
Marcy.
I see I missed a call, so I've been outside.
So you call.
It just said,
You, get a chance.
tell me when I need to fly out there for the reunion. Keep me alive, girl. Should have married you. Should have realized she was into me. God, she's nice. Just being around her really helped me a lot.
Here it is.
I think Blue's probably right. We'll have more.
Here it is. Found it.
Oh yeah, I saw you walk out with.
Yeah,
that
I had my
water.
coffee, and remember, and then I had
You walked
finished
out
my
with
coffee,
that.
and then you brought me that birch beer, which is the ginger beer, and I drank it while I was standing there.
During
And
the
it was out there on top of that. No,
I never got it.
well, you
I got a
had,
power bottle.
yeah, you had one sip
It
of it.
makes the swelling go down. It works because it's aspirin.
Anyway, this thing was out on top of that dryer where we were talking. That's how
Place
that
is
happened.
much safer for me now.
Yeah.
When I need to concentrate. What I wanted to ask is very pressing to me.
Okay, I'm
Because
listening.
after, God,
I'm preparing me a beverage while
yeah,
you do
could you give me some water, please?
that. Right here.
Good. Well, is there any in there?
Yeah.
Oh, I can never see. I love this piece. Plastic. Are we still blogging?
I'm sorry, what?
Am I still blogging?
Oh, yeah, we're still live.
Oh, okay. What was I
It's
talking
live.
about?
I'm
What the
just sitting
hell?
here, you're still going.
Well, so I'm Scots Irish, right? And so Thornton is the name that is known in Fremont. Because to the best of my investigation, the Thornton clan all the way back are military. Knights of Templar, and then of course I got the Swedish Vikings. So all that military stuff. So but best I've been piecing together from my immediate family, the grandfather's side that came to the U.S. They're entrepreneurs and they build things and they're kind of pioneers when they're not fighting. So after I don't know his rank, the Thorntons didn't tend to be generals. They're the lower rank, sergeant, corporal, or private. Usually we're running things actually. But well liked, like my dad. So anyway, where was I going with that? I felt like I've got roots here, and I found a building, a house over my favorite blues place where I went like, I can visit here when the weather's good and live here and have a good time. Just biking, everything, electric car in front of the lake.
Yeah.
And across the street was a Dubliner cottage. I said, that's got to be the Thornton house. Because it's a classic Dubliner. I mean, it's right out of England. It could be Cork, where I've got some relatives. Apparently, we're all related because Thornton is about 400 people. A little town in northeast where the Vikings came in, which spread all over the world because of wanderlust and whatnot. We're all related. They call them Shorntons. And when I was hearing the sound on the Master Transit, I went, it said Shornton. I was like, that's the Irish pronunciation for Thornton. Because the Scots-Irish built the town after the Battle of the Republic was over. Supplied all of the produce for San Francisco. And they built the bridge road, which was the first bridge built across the bay. The Dumbarton-built bridge. It's got a bike trail and everything. I discovered that lost one night. I said, this is good. I found this. I came out and I know the area because of getting lost so much. I love Fremont. Newark is cool in the sense that there's a great theater there and there's potential to build out the concept of putting in some hospitals as well as a micro hotel
Did you hear me through the chicken?
in one of those empty
You had a
theaters.
bone already.
I will be talking with the mayor and the city council of Fremont about a plan to eliminate homelessness in Fremont in 2 years. I know about this because God, you're in the way now. I'm getting the place here.
Go ahead. Come on, Dad. Come out of the way. Try to manipulate your dog.
God, hey,
Come on,
sit
get
down,
out.
man.
Get out of here.
Train that mother.
He needs training.
He's doing okay though. He's a good dog. He's just in the car.
Yeah, doing okay.
I think January's going to be really cool. I think that's going to be very therapeutic for me. And I never had a dog in my life, you know. I was traveling so much I couldn't jump in Ontario. She taught me about because she's a strategic foresight person, and she's one of those people that, remember those things where you go out and search news and automatic things come in, and you're searching for the newest technologies and trying to, that's what she does, as well as being quite famous, and she's a consultant. She teaches online. I think she needs more. She's a girl. Clean up your man's girl titty. You want me to lick that off? I am right in my mind licking it off. You're in your mind. I started doing this. Wait, I don't know if I want that out there or not. I can make some money on it, but okay, I do it for free. I don't know why, but I like. Okay, I started this earlier, but no, I'm going to go back to jib-jabbing myself. What was I talking about? Self-jib-jabbing. It's got sharp.
Self-tip.
Oh, Todd. Oh. They won't even let me come stay with them, but I understand. They don't know they don't know that I'm in much better shape because they're not in touch with me like their friends do. The reason this is sky blue is it's my latest nickname, or AKA. Given to me by Jun Ko, an 80-year-old Japanese Buddhist who's really my mentor, not Pam. Pam is just my friend. Not my spiritual friend, but I am. When she meditates, I know when she meditates. That happens in meditation. So on her side, she's not picking that up yet. I'm so happy to be around her and Connie and stuff. That would be really cool, because all the pavement, what they do over in Burma. We don't have enough women coming over to be examples for the young women students of geology. They don't have to know how to do the exercise, I'll teach them. But just to be girls over there. The women they're coming up. They need women mentors. You know? If she's going to be paid in all this stuff, I need help badly, and I need a manager like that can answer to. So she will be in charge of the Ananda Global Benevolent Fund, which I will be registering. You will be on the board, but she will be in charge as the director. I can't do everything, president and founder. We're looking at an inch throughput if we can get, I really need her to get this going, of $350,000 to $500,000 a year. And that would just her an administrative fee about 5 to 7%. Only that's giving her $35, $40 a year. And she's making $12 an hour in a sweatshop job, 12 days a week, right? That's $150, right? 150 and 40 is 600. 600 times 12 is how much? Not much. So that gives her a baseline. She's very committed. She likes it's a Buddhist thing. I need somebody to handle money. She's fucking part Dutch. She's ideal for that. It's got a stable base. And then above that, the construction company. And you know what I call it? I call it, this is the first project, although there's one overseas that's going to be much slower to do. Like Jimmy Carter, Let Me Flow.
You're at 1,700 a year. Remember,
that's her base.
Yeah, 17. That's not much.
No, but that's what she's been going on. She's very frugal. She won a lawsuit against Major League Baseball for sexual discrimination. She started a business. I think she lost some of that money. But believe me, she's Dutch and she's from Ohio. She got money in the bank. Got money in the bank. More than me. Right out the house. So where was it going with that? So she's ideal as being not just, so she will be in charge of that, of the benevolent fund. She will be part of the board as well as probably Mickey and somebody more practical. And in the benevolent fund, I can actually go and start raising money right now because I've expended money and time in my research. And I will do that. And I'm going to bring in my son, my stepson, who's a chef, to give a special dinner in honor of Saul, our late, who died in the fire. I don't use, I just say son or stepson or grandson, okay? Even if it's just in kind, why not? My grandson It was a little bubble last time I saw him, and then because Terry and I took separate family things, because none of the women ever liked coming to see our boys. Us turning the boys and I ignored, you know. Pam was in baseball. That's a fantasy that I extended beyond what was happening. I'm happy and not surprised that it actually did happen. I was able to realize it was fantasy. What am I saying this for?
No. What's important?
I'm
Did you ever
blogging and
finish-
anybody can see this?
Did you ever finish the story you started?
Which one was that? I
The one
can't.
about getting in some fight and whatever.
Yeah, I finished that one off and I
Finished it.
wrapped it down, but what I was going to get to is sleeping in the graveyard.
That's what I was wondering.
Oh, my last
sometimes,
place. Which
sometimes
one
your
is-
stories, they sound similar in some spots.
I have to
you know.
say jib jab alert or rabbit trail because I'm jib jab and I could develop that because of my brother Todd. It's a type of storytelling,
Here. Can I
but
have
also you
it?
can't.
When I need to interject something, you can hear that.
And there it is, interjection.
So,
You
but
put
I'll,
your hand
I'll just go down, grab the mic and turn on, and I'll hold it up. And when you're ready.
Drives my brother engineer nuts, so he developed the jib jab alert.
Yeah.
Because he just wanted to be watching sports and be talking like that. And so, yeah, he goes, so he's not like that. He's not a storyteller. He likes to watch sports, not have the jib jab. So we developed jib jab alert, which means shut up. You're jib jabbing too much. But you can also use it in a storytelling sense. When somebody's telling a story, you tell the crowd at the beginning, this is jib jab. If you hear me jibbing off going on a rabbit trail, you start clapping and moving your hands like a poetry slam. Jib jab, jib jab, jib jab. And I go, oh, what was I talking about? Main line. I can get back to the main line. But when I jib jab myself or double jib jab myself, I can get out of that now. But I mean, a little while ago, I didn't even know what city I was in. I thought it was in Baker's country. Baker's. So much better place. But anyway, we're going to eliminate homelessness in 2 years. We'll be having Pam's in charge of it. She doesn't quite understand because she never reads her emails. And so I got to sit down with her along with Nikki and explain what I would like her to do on the property I wish to transfer to her. So I'll be transferring my title in the Bloomer House because none of my brothers give me money out of it. So Todd couldn't afford it. So that she has that. It's about $40,000. She'll get along well with them. She'll vote with Todd and Brenda against Dave, so it'll carry out my promise.
Yeah.
But then what I'm also doing, I didn't tell you this, I'm giving a lease, since I got real estate, you know how these things we can do. I'm going to do a lease purchase agreement on our old lake house, which was built by taken lock, stock, and barrel by a Harvard professor, the guy I told you about, Professor King, and helped the Ojibwe people.
Uh-huh.
And then he put a garage underneath it. I'm a lease to purchase, so that I can be there, and she would, in the agreement, live there in perpetuity. She can't leave, but the market's turning up. Because I'm not going to be there in the winter, you know? Well, never say never, I probably would come. But that's the place I've chosen to die, by immolation in a model Viking. Now, the truth of the matter is, it will be my body, but the actual story, for the purposes
Keep going. I just realized I forgot to check
True
something before I
Viking
did it.
burial.
Okay, yes.
It's not going to be the body, it's going to be actual soul. I'm just bullshitting.
Yeah.
But an 8-foot model. Oh, what?
Go ahead. An 8-foot model.
Yeah, an 8-foot model. And Marcy came up with that. And I thought about this would be such fun. As opposed to taking there will be some little pieces of acid Pamston too would do that. To take back to a certain spot in Burma. Or in liquid form. But all my friends with pontoon boats, there's like 8 or 9 of them, it's so much fun. They'd be out there with pony kegs, that's beer, or their choice of non-alcoholic beverage, with pizzas from Bonacasa, and all the stuff set up just like my mother did ahead of time. Having one hell of a time, and watching the thing burn. Because it'll go down and be planted by the rice beds where Mike and I used to fish during the winter for a very special species. I'm going to do it now. And it'll actually form more protection so I can do all the environmental impact as well. But then the thought is, well, you go ahead and not actually cremate first. Do you build in special accelerators which can be recovered so there'll be no gaps, of course, no environmental effect of the thing? Or if somebody threw a bag that looked like me on top of it, you could do it. At that scale, you can't rely just on the wood, from what I've seen. So you don't have a reusable boat. It's gone. It floats away. I've gone to Valhalla because I've got a whole storyline. I, I, I'm going to Valhalla because what I went through, it's the modern equivalent. I mean, how does a modern Viking get into Valhalla? I did physical fighting. I protected women. I did like our knights did. I know how to handle myself. I very much felt like a Viking so much of the time because so much of my, and I'm getting it tested because Rihanna sent me a 32andMe because we're probably related.
Yeah.
As well as her husband.
Yeah.
Seriously, she said, I was going to send it to her, but she quit using email. She figured out a way. She goes, crap. She's a darn, she's real good at what we call tradecraft. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tradecraft, you know, like James Bond and all that stuff. So I've got one of the secret types. I got to pull on her yet. It's good. But anyway, she sent it to me. And when I did the free one last year that Sam sent, I atypically had a dry mouth. Because the girls always said I had such a nice wet, juicy mouth. I couldn't get enough spit out. I just wanted to get it off the thing.
Uh-huh.
Came back with it's a spit thing. And the email was buried because over the last year, it's just been a mess. So she sent it to me. And I couldn't call her because she was on the list like, well, she doesn't pick up. I don't know if she listens to it. But I'm not supposed to call her. I did call her because it's just, I don't know if I called scary. I didn't know if I was dead or alive. I thought I was on the brink, but in reality, look back, I never lost consciousness. But it's very much a near-death experience. And it came with something that kind of scared me because here are these two lovely girls that lives I wrecked, they've been okay now. Better than I am, but I'm doing better than I was way by far. I've talked to them, remembering the good things and helping in my Buddhist way to relieve their pain as well by realizing I broke off this evil. Or it was always mutual, it's just I wasn't too good at communicating. It wasn't you. You were always you're both really good at communicating. That I had the pride that I realized that, you know, there's cheating. Insurance says once a cheater, always a cheater. But then there's cheating, which is not cheating. It's been a long process of thinking about this and a lot of Buddhist and other meditation that somebody's not getting what they need. Like Stone Song. If you're a workaholic like I have been with a few of them, and I'm doing that, there's a lot of mistakes we make at places like Shell and stuff at the beginning of their training in now. Where you come out and basically we used to say, and it's true, at Shell the meat will be eaten, or we eat raw meat in the morning, so your men and women both are aggressive and put your job first. And then it really came out, of course, in spades because of all the layoffs. It wasn't long after I started with our bands to go off. And with that came the self-esteem and the guns and the hanging people and shit, because they put that number one. Well, later on I had courses about it, but that was a very big issue. Mary Lou, and I started traveling 75% of the time. And I could tell you, absence does not make the heart grow fonder. Everybody's got needs. You know, everybody's got needs. We don't get enough sex from that. That's not cheating. That's I did not provide my part. I was not a good husband. That's what you're carried to, but that's different because that was from the personality change to the sad part. Got through it. I'm not sure if he accepts it all. There's some other stuff, but when one is, my personality is different than when I left. Much. You see, I'm a much better listener. But where was I going with it? The end of homelessness. I'm starting to get a little more political too, because I think, Ronnie, it's necessary for civil disobedience in the case of the homeless plight. So we'll also contact. This could turn into be a very big and a very altruistic business. San Francisco and LA I'm committed to because I know LA and San Francisco. So we'll kind of scale up in size of places. I don't want to just be in the Tri-City area. Because these people, the biggest mistake cities make is try to push them out because they're not
Yeah.
going to leave. It's their place.
Well,
You got to build places for
Yeah,
them.
but it started in the city.
You got to build places
was
for
working
them.
a job or whatever.
And then you got to go back to work. You build places for them. Now, Los Angeles, Santa Monica, Los Angeles is very forward thinking in that I used to work right there, and it lets people keep their permanent lean-tos all along the freeway. What the fuck? They got their little houses that's safe. Build them one instead. Standard size, a little bit better. You know what I mean? We were talking about this, weren't we?
Example. The solar farm right out here in the front. You know what's wrong with it?
It's small.
You know what else is wrong with it? Nobody's living under the motherfuckers. That's what's wrong with it. You dig? Yeah. Nobody's living. See, they could just as easily be. They could just as easily be built up as habitat for homeless and solar panels put on the roofs, and then they get lights. Right? They get lights at night. Right? Give them a shower, give them hot with water.
That's what we're
The
doing.
water needs to be. The
We're doing
panels
all
need to be
solar.
cooled anyway. So you put a cooling. You put a thermal collector behind the voltaic collector. You pull off heat off
What
the
I need to
voltaic
do is I
collector.
told
Make
Brian
hot water
and
to
Bruce,
the shower in. See
There's
them?
the four of us, and probably Mitch and Pam as well. Need to go look at some of these properties,
Doing it
have
right,
a number of
that's all.
opportunities, and there are things we can do. There's one place I can, if I haven't needed, I've got a commitment to the community up in Gold Town to get 250 to 1,000 beds against customers there. We're going to start Burning Man. There is a little one there.
Well, it can't be a Burning Man. You got to name it something else.
Whatever. I'm not in charge of those guys.
Oh,
are doing.
flaming
I don't.
bitch or something.
I don't care. They're the community that's bringing it back. They got another restaurant, the Dinky Diner. Oh, let me tell you, folks, the Dinky Diner. Now, Terry Lynn Collins is a doormat. She had a great job to go out and eat fancy places. She
Sorry.
said that is the best American
I'm
breakfast.
sorry.
The best American. I'm blogging now because they're going to put it up on a billboard. I got to put it down for the record.
Stop laughing.
It's Dinky Diner is tiny enough to the best breakfast in the United States and the best diner breakfast. Now, I was trying to encourage them. Now they're open for dinner. So, like, if I do some of the things I did before, just put me in jail because that's what provides the food. They wouldn't do it. There was one guy who was hanging on, I swear, and had legal stuff going. Every day you get food from that place, you know?
So you ready?
I want to name it. We can't call it Burning Man. We can
You
call
can't name it. They already named it.
No,
It's already done. They already did a small one.
Yeah,
Not in
they named
control.
it. They didn't name it.
I don't. You go to the website at Old Town.
Burning Man.
Just go to the website. I'm not in charge of it. That's their thing. It's not our boundary. We got to set limits there. We just suggest shit. Anyway, this leads to the music. So we got to have places for them to stay.
I gotta get it off my tongue. You know, I won't rest until I get it off my tongue. We'll suggest the title.
I've already talked to them. It's set. We're not getting their fucking shit. They're doing good work.
Okay, well then let me just get it off my goddamn tongue anyway! Please! For whatever reason! For calling!
Go ahead. I'm listening. I get it. I get a lot of shit.
Flaming Broad.
Flaming what?
Flaming Broad.
These are good people. And I'm just trying to help them out. So if they've named something, but go to the website for Gold Town. Oh wait, they don't have one. Can you build one? I did a I will pay you for it. They don't have a fucking website. And they got all this historical stuff and shit
We
going
can
on.
give them a website.
Yeah, because
We
you
can
said,
give them their own .com. If you want.
well, they could just
Or
use the website. You told me you could set up something extra secure for money. I'm paying work. And also I need a website for Burma now. It's a website for the charitable. The way you do it, because I know you do it well. I don't want to have them interconnected because I call them. The problem is I don't. If you interconnect the emails, as I've sadly learned with the Russians getting my site, with the website, you're much more vulnerable. So I put all my stuff on AOL or Yahoo.
Yeah,
The one to use young people.
Yeah.
AOL is the best security.
I didn't even provide emails.
No, because they're connected. Google wants to get in all of your life.
Yeah.
Apple wants to get in all of your life, and I love Apple. I use it, but I found because I've gotten hit.
Yeah.
So I know people go AOL. Come on, I know some kids who think. But AOL, Yahoo, and there was some like Slate, the young person. She took it over at Huffington, got it up. It's amazing, and I pay money, very little. I got 24 servers all over the country, in the world, And they do more than just that. I can hire somebody, a specialist,
Yeah.
to crack into security phones. They're the best. Apple and them. I gotta have that, you know. But at AOL or Yahoo or Slate or something like that, it's a good one. Never use anything except DuckDuckGo if you're searching because you can block all adware. Don't even just open up a clear one. Don't put it on your thing.
I use
Well, you should.
a Ecosia because every time you search the ads that are put out there,
Which one?
Ecosia.
Yeah, there's several of them.
Yeah, the ads that are put out
Post
there,
blocker.
the money from the ads goes in past trees.
But if you can actually track who's tracking you, you block them all. Adware is where it comes into Windows software. It comes into Android on your phone that you got. It comes in not very successfully into Apple because they clear it all. But adware brings shit in. All they're doing is watching where you're going and everything you're buying, and then you start getting spam and things. So you block it all with this thing. You can watch the diagnostics. You'd be surprised. You don't want to have any of it coming in. You just open up a new window every time, and you're secure, very secure. DuckDuckGo, which is very simple. I should give them money. They're so good.
Yeah.
There are about 10 other ones the young people use, but that's very popular when I look at what they use.
Anyway, any more
Internet
stories? You got any more stories?
Oh, I got stories, shit. But, you know, the favorite place I went after I had to run away from the fortress, guys going to beat me at night, and did show up. Because I pretended to leave. Or I was planning to leave and it was aborted. I had one that almost pulled off. And so they all thought I was gone, but I was sleeping there instead. They came by to see if I was gone or whatever, to beat me. Or whatever. And I heard them going, oh, yeah, he's gone. No, take a look. So what they did is they moved it a fucking couch to turn it into a drug dealing thing. I took the whole fucking thing by myself, pushed it over the head, and the city picked it up. Same thing happened in the skateboard park. We get something set up, and they go like, oh, we can deal drugs there. And one thing I promised the woman there was I would not attract any of that shit. And they were,
Well, sometimes you just, the thing is that
when they call me Scotty there, they like to call me Scotty. When they see me do something, they go like, nobody's ever done that before, put up a lean-to there. Then they go, hey, let's go over to hang out, and then you attract the crankers, and some of them I like hanging out with, most of them I would never hang out with.
Yeah.
The ones that like the sex, the girls. Whoops, I'm on a blog.
yeah, you got to remember you've been broadcasted live out there,
Well, you got to remind me because it's been all kinds of shit I shouldn't be putting out there.
and then
But
it will be editable later. And
I think
currently,
you
nobody's watching. So
good. I'm not happy what I just put on there. I kept on forgetting, and I'm doing the story time now. I'm getting way. I mentioned people's names or things that could be identified, and they won't be happy with me about that. I'll hear about that. Ah, cowboy. I'm going to put on this song. Just to open up DuckDuckGo. You have, my vision is having a little, no, I can do it. Amarillo by morning. Ah, fuck, it's running out again. YouTube, right? Of course, I should have just gone straight to YouTube. Amarillo by morning, YouTube. Here we go, cowboy. We're going to open up with some country shit for you, dude. I'm sorry we went there to play with you. I know how much it meant to you. But we were just all fucked up, man. So here's to you, man, for fighting the Nam and going through all that. You being around, wow. I don't think Ronnie ever hung around a guy like that. Do you, Ronnie? Like
What's
cowboy? Not the crazy front cowboy, but urban, legal Forrest Legal and his buddy, this land is my land. Yeah. Protecting the valley. He's a real Wyoming cowboy, and he taught me George Strait because I'm in that outlaw country from Texas, Georgia, Tennessee, section of Southern California now. So I mainly had never listened, and I love George Strait. So George Strait, why isn't it playing? Why is the music not on?
I just kept smelling this food was, my yogurt was not feeling cold. The drinks were not feeling cold.
You can yogurt will last for days.
Yeah, but just let me finish my sentence.
I'm listening to fucking music. Hold on, I can't see where the pause. I don't know where the pause is on YouTube. Just pause it, okay? Don't get
I don't
fucking
know where it
wet
is. I'm not going to get enough. I don't
Just
know
let me pause it because I'm really important.
I'm trying to look. I'm looking for it. Do this.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. Anyway,
I don't even know how to work
I just
this.
discovered the fridge wasn't plugged in.
I don't know if it's in order to keep
I'm
it for
smelling
days.
food starting to spoil and shit.
We've calculated how long to keep milk and stuff, but it gets colder there at night. The milk is a critical thing. My beard and hair quit growing, Ronnie.
Oh, really?
So all those calcium pills, I mean, I got to take that because my thing, but it's back to 3 to 4 glasses at least of whole fatty milk, chocolate milk the other day. They quit growing, man. Totally quit growing. My pubes, they quit growing a long time ago.
Huh.
I had a very high libido. I learned some
You want to get in the chairs?
approaches.
You can have the chair. Remove the base.
So anyway, I keep on trying to tell the story. So I'm going to quit talking.
Well, go.
You
Tell
move
us
around, I can't concentrate. Honestly, it's not to you. It's just that I keep on getting back to sort of my favorite place.
Yeah.
You just say something that it's not you. I have to stay concentrated in the sequences going on from my memory. It's not working.
Sure.
In fact, it's making me stress.
Sure.
Now I'm talking.
More dog.
You're going to get along well with little Django, aren't you? You know Django, right? You know Django, right? The famous guitarist. The famous guitarist, Django. You don't know him? Oh man, Woody Allen movie Django. That's what I'm naming him after. There's another one, Django, that got away. He's going to have a little hippie bandana on him, and he's got a very nice. Checked him out with the cat. Not a barker. He's an attack type dog, but he's not one of the.
Sabrina, I thought you wanted a chair. That's why I'm sitting over here, so you can have the chair.
So all I need to do is transfer money from my credit union in Texas to my Visa and pick him up. It's just $90. Because I don't have to have. I'm gonna have him chipped for sure, but I can wait on the chipping because he's gonna be behind the wall. So they can all play there together, dude. They can be playing while we're playing. Dog paradise dog.
Mm-hmm.
As long as they don't bark. If they bark, they can't be there. We have a very strict ordinance about old people. We don't take the dog. But I don't think there'll be a bark.
Well, they only bark with activity. That's all.
They won't even
Block,
see anything.
that's all block wall.
I don't want to hear
They won't
anything.
see nothing.
But I got to talk to them.
Their own little environment.
Oh no, I like having that because every now and then somebody shows up with a rooster or a guinea fowl. The roosters start at 3:20 in the morning. God, you get rid of them. No, I mean, if you go further, you can have pigs and chickens, and I'd like to have that too. I'm kind of interested in that. But I'm getting a bus, and I'm buying the trailer, the original one I showed you, the classic I Love Lucy one. That's my home. No, it's even more prestigious than that. It's a Pan American from Monrovia from 1953. If you look at the old movies, that was the, you know what the car was, the top car at that time? The Packard.
Hewlett Packard.
The Packard. It was the Packard at the time. It was the top thing. It's like a house.
Not
And it
Hewlett
works.
Packard.
The 110 works. The up with the
The
tires.
Packard. The car of the Packard.
The car of the Packard. The Packard Bell was beginning how to came around and all that shit. That was a Cadillac because I know our teacher had one of the classic. Oh, what a car! The Packard, way more prestigious than a Cadillac. Anyway, you saw it before. It's a motor home with a huge master bedroom. Yeah, I'm gonna do it vintage. So gotta get some pictures and stuff and have some naga hide, you know, little sofas going around. You remember the back part? Remember how you could look out the back and the master bedroom is wood everywhere? Good wood, really good wood. And he put plastic on top of the leaking thing on top. Put in press-on panels. It's in good shape underneath. Press-on black and white panels like it was.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest of it I'm just going to parquet like we did when we moved in, charity or something. It's in pretty good shape. He tore all the carpeting out, cleaned it up. He had a sale on it, fell through. Broke my heart. So now there it is, $3,000, ready to go. Got work to do, but Pam and I can have it. And I can park it when I visit in the trailer section next to the house where they'll be living. I don't need to have a room inside. I got my cats, everything out there. Use the kitchen, so it's their place. And I'm comfortable with that. I like the idea of the bus also. The bus will come to the charity, and that will be funded. Not by us. We won't own the bus. I mean, I won't own the bus, but I may not even own the fucking trailer. Because it will be used for the purposes of the foundation and me giving lectures in geology and playing music. What a great way to travel, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I'm more like into road trips. But I'm hopping on a plane soon so they can schedule for Burma. I got the credits for it. I just need to relax. But a lot of my friends think I need to settle down here, spend 6 months. That's not it, Ryan. That's not what I'm doing. I've had plenty of time to think about it. Get the house ready to sell, rock and roll, and get the transition to the property and get down where I can make some money. Won't be a lot to do down here, but you know what that's like. That's okay. And they like me. This would be reopening the gym for the town. Hi, Hardy, mate. Where go you there, Hardy?
You really think
Yeah.
they like you?
You know, I watched Mutiny on the Bounty twice. I love that movie. Well, I didn't have TV for a while, so once I moved, I didn't tell you what happened. The good thing that happened, and this is awful. There's a warming center there where it's during the summer. It's where the kids have activities. So it's a yacht club sort of thing down by the big lake. Beautiful. I've landed next to a geological phenomenon. So what you could do is they had 35 cots. You get in there and sleep on a cot, which is awful for me. Couldn't do it after the first time. I was crying and moaning from all the damn prison type drama. But you got great food. The Muslims, everybody bringing food. Get all kinds of food, comfort food, chocolates, all the coffee and drink. No showers. You can clean up in the bathrooms. Set your cot up. They even had it. This was clever. I don't think we can watch movies. So they're doing good stuff. And where was it going with that? Really good stuff. So the two women from the city, Laura and the other one who did the job in Fremont again, I love that place. They were the Department of Human Services. It's not animal control, it's animal services. Yeah?
Uh-huh.
When there was the animal services, not control.
Yeah.
It's really, but I have to say, I miss the damn tie-dye. They're very conservative there now compared to during the back in the day.
Uh-huh.
And Prompt's a place to be for me for that. So my roots are firmly planted here. I want to know that they're firmly planted. This will be my address, okay?
Yeah.
Where I can stay and just roll up. So she's amenable to it. Roll up to there, and I got friends, and I got people to meditate with. I think you'd be impressed by Tom's filming capability. But I think where the drums, we got to think about positioning. We got to think about positioning before we come tomorrow, and you better be ready to go when they're ready. I think they're driving on the pickup, but it's working. We got to think about the positioning now. So where I want it, and I'm thinking about cats and dogs as well. The speakers will be up against the wall on the supports, up at the level where, remember, there was ideal. There's that ugly brown thing, but there's a other. So we could actually use, I think they'll hold. If that don't work, we'll figure something else.
Yeah.
Have just the speakers there, move the brown thing, which I was already possibly doing, over the other side. I got to get rid of some shit. Once I get some property over there, I can move some stuff out.
Yeah.
Sell it, I got to practically get a rental thing going. But
yeah.
if I work the deal I'm doing now, I should be able to move stuff out pretty quickly. It she won't want all that. She's got a lot of my furniture, but she can keep whatever the girls want. Don't care. Just leave it. It'll be homey to me. It's tenants and commons. You're basically sharing a house within specific boundaries for their privacy, but the furniture is part of the deal. Because she's got some nice stuff, and not a lot, but she's got the 10-foot sofa. Oh, it's heaven to sleep on. I don't know where to. I know the guys can move it, but mine has two separate ones, and kind of unfortunate to get it where you can't hold hands anymore. But that'll probably go down to whatever house I have right down there. But you know where she got it. She's dressed very fashion. When I first met her, I said, "Wow, you know, I love what's the woman that does the show, Ellen DeGeneres. I love her. I think she's so beautiful. But she's when I meet a woman or a man, I don't just see the face; I see the whole thing. You know, spirituality, what we're looking at. So certainly, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, and that's where it should be. But when I would look at her, I'm like, oh, as well as Mickey. Just like that, because I could see she was a spiritual person, a kind person, and I thought she must be really wealthy because she dresses like Ellen DeGeneres, but much more elegantly. So I want to ask you, can you take me off? I'm not on the air right now, am I?
I can mute it if you want me for now.
I don't want to be the video recorded.
We could call the end. We could call this stream done.
Done.
You know, yeah, we call it done. Okay.
I got to put on an on-air thing there because I said some shit that I wouldn't normally do. If I put it on air or something to remind you. I'm not used to doing this.
Yeah.
We recorded before where we weren't streaming. And I'm comfortable with that. I'm comfortable with continuous recording for your purposes to build a movie.
Yeah.
We've done that before.
Right now,
You've got a lot of footage in it.
Right now, you're in the mixer party that we started. But it was your idea that we do this.
What?
To start entertaining on Friday.
That was great. That was really fun. I
It's been,
enjoyed it
and
a
I
lot.
never stopped doing it. It's just winter came and people quit coming.
Well, they won't. But now we're good. We got two separate things. We got the band, which is going back to what we do. We're sticking with the deal that everybody plays country, whatever. They're not in the traveling band. We can do a 3-person band. We've done it before. And then now we got Stretch, hopefully. And we got Tom, young man who can travel and afford to do it. And we've got some people that will actually travel and pay their own way. Because I can't pay it. We'll have to figure out how much we can get paid. We're not a known entity. If we get out there with this, I was thinking launch here, but he's right. Drew is totally right. And I don't know that I could bring the other 3 along either. If I had to pay for it, I couldn't afford that. They got to focus on that money, on their money to do the trip, which is what his mechanic work is going to, for their money to house them. So I can't afford them. I'm not sure the situation with her. She can't travel very well. Natty?
Maddie. No,
Can't
it's
travel.
not travel.
They're not going to travel. So that means we'll have to record. And it's a jealousy thing about women. I don't think she'll let them travel. We'll have to record it. We'll always have to think of what if Scott is the only one there with the little. I'm serious about the little paper things. There'll be situations where I'm someplace and nobody's there, so it would be good to have the tracks mixed together, so I can just jump in with the vocals and the bass to what I have to do.
Yeah.
We can do that.
Yeah,
You can do that.
it's multi-track.
Set it up there. Go to Mickey's
set it
got a
up.
studio.
You need a laptop and you set
Mickey's
it up
got a
software
professional.
so you can pick.
I can do that on the Mac. I lost it.
Yeah, and you set it up so you can pick. You can mute whatever things you don't need in there.
And it's got the same heavy software that you got, but it's not as powerful. You do it at the same time.
So it'll always play back whatever you know. If you need to
You have the top of the line shit still. Your software in Windows is top of the line shit. You're not going to buy anything more.
Not top of the line, but
no, on the ratings.
It'll work.
No, on the ratings, I checked it, but I'm going to try just to do GarageBand so I can do it myself as well.
Yeah.
Because I want to do some solo acoustics, like Tom, but then I'm going to have a backup, like I like to do the Dylan. Maybe I'd like to do the.
Anyway, so
it's a good gig there at the golf course.
We've been streaming for 2 hours and 44 minutes.
I want to stop it.
We're gonna stop. Okay, we're gonna call this stream done here, and so
We'll edit it later. It's not for public consumption, but we got a lot of good material there for the movie, and for I just
well, this is what the
feel relaxed now.
it is for public consumption.
I can't do these things in the morning,
But
and we can do them online soon. You do have other computers. Feeling sorry for myself. I'm going, oh, wait a second. I got this gamer. I know it's not that fast. This gamer 2008, the Shiba, which is plenty fast for me. I'll have to get it going. And then that Mac that works. And then the big Mac, it's just got to be set
you
up.
can take one of those computers and set it up for multi-track at your place.
We can do it. We can communicate totally through all Apple devices. So each one of these things is a camera. And I have this. I am trying to find it. I have two of the larger MacBook tablets. I have a mini.
Yeah.
That's all. And then there's the Sony, which solely, and nobody wants to do it, solely relies on somebody helping me find the cord because there's already stories on there. It's a nice camera.
Yeah.
You can download it easily as handheld. I know, but a lot of these
It
indies start with
uses a
handheld.
special charger.
That's all I'm looking for is that cord. I can go out and buy it, but it's in that room. Actually, I found where it is. I need help cleaning up that room and preparing the bed. Because what happens, the damn
Well,
that bed will be something you can help me with because I've got the jacks to do it. But I want to jack it up and put it on concrete blocks. It's a beautiful bed. I don't want to change it out. It's perfect for showing.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'll change it out and put some smaller. Just get it back to me in a bed where I can sleep. Because the poor other little cat was underneath it. Oh, it's a mess. But it's back in that room. I know it. It takes somebody who has more patience than me just to sit down and find it. And that is a great little camera I got on sale for $250. You can't afford the big thing here. The woman up there apparently is actually. That's a lot of money. You can buy them used. I know the source, but they shoot these things like, look, hey, Trailer Park Boys, what did they shoot that with? Cell phones.
Yeah.
I mean, initially.
Yeah.
And I haven't forgot about joining up with them.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're doing. We're doing indie, and it can't use the. So I think I would like to focus when I go up there, whether she's filming or Pam's filming for me, whatever, focus on this theme, which should be a book. If I get her to Magnolia to write it. I'm not good. It should be a book, and the title will be From Heading Home to Homeless in 6 Hours, My Story of Severe Amnesia, Living on the Street, blah, 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 for 2.5 months. So I'm going to do it a different way, because I want to get the message out to folks that can happen to you as well, but I'm not a book writer, and she is. I'm a poem. Here's what I'm going to do. Are you stopping it? Did you stop? I mean,
we're trying to close it. I'm not just going to end it. I'm going to put a closer on it.
okay, here's a closer from my perspective. That you can put the closer on because I remember what it's going to do.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is good. It's good for us.
So,
Then I can go back to listen to music too.
all right. Well, this has been our live stream of Sabrinas Friday Mixers. Nobody else showed up tonight but Scott.
There was somebody
Like
outside.
10 o'clock. Maybe somebody else will show up.
No.
Tonight. Yeah.
And look, I look good too. I like these are my colors. This is
Yeah,
sky.
not bad. We look pretty
Sky
good.
blue.
Yeah.
It's too big. I was going to give it away, but it's too dear to me. Got to get those legs tighter on the video too, because they are tight. My jogging is legs, and all the muscle is back there from walking.
Yeah.
It's tight as a rock up to there.
Anyway, so
Wait, we're closing.
yeah, we're trying to close this. So.
Sorry, folks, I'm not good at this.
He's jibber jabbing. I'm trying to
Talking to myself.
jibber jabbing.
Very helpful.
Jibber jabbing. All right, so we hope you enjoyed our conversation, the stories, and all that other stuff. And
Got to have an on-air light, and we'll get this down. I don't do it. Should be on
yeah.
on-air or just sign. Sorry, no.
Well, that's good enough.
I'm asking for your help there.
See your screens, unless we go deliberately like music.
I don't want shit out there that get me in trouble with people that beat me up or friends of mine. And they're not going to beat me up because they're friends of mine. They're on the street. They'll always beat me. They'll be awful. And it involves construction, it involves money, it involves work. Whether you're committed or not, I'll need a committed crew, and Mitch is going to be heading in a lot of towns. So we're going to be doing a lot of, I call them Habitat for Humanity #1 for the USA, sponsored by us. Ananda Global Benevolent Fund. Johnny is on the board. I've got to form that up. And also the hard work.
How's that going in at first? What is that? The
Ananda is a
Ananda
global
Benevolent
fund.
Okay.
So we are connected to the profit earning part, but our goal is, in this case, to get everybody into houses. I've already looked at designs. I can bring in the Cumberland building things, and they're comfortable with, we want to keep the sunset, we want to keep the green grass, we want to keep some of the open meadow that's still there and sacred to the people. But we want to build a lake, and that place will be integral. But there are other empty buildings there because certain drugstores not doing so well. We're not on air now, are we?
We haven't closed it yet. But, well,
anyway, we're going to do something with Dr. Rutherford.
anyway, say this is some upcoming stuff he's working on.
We're working on it. We're going to play music
there's
too
no
now.
website yet for it yet.
We're going to play music.
And whatever, as it comes about, you know, there more information will be released about it. There'll be benefit concerts and whatever.
Blog it out.
So in the meantime, it's okay for that fund, that name to be out there.
Yes, it's information.
Benevolent Fund.
Well, it's going to be in that Nevada not-for-profit, so I haven't registered it yet. I was waiting to get the office.
Okay, but you got
That is great for
we
it.
can put, you could put the
You can
name.
put it out there because it's information. That's what I did
It's
there.
information.
And I don't know if I
Mention
need to build a separate one in California what the laws are. So this is our purpose and our mission is to, among that, it's multifaceted, but to help people out. And we're going to make money on it too. I've got to make money and to help that city out.
Well, you know what, see,
Help put people out.
everybody's got bills to pay, so, you know, when I hold a fundraiser, for instance, you know, a concert, I'll usually go like, you know, percentage goes to
We're going to do 30%.
benevolence and a percentage pays for the costs of holding the event. And
gotta
that way,
pay bills.
because I have no money in my own, see? I
Now,
gotta
the
use
musicians
other
will be
people's
paid, we agreed in the mission that 30% of all net profits, after those that need to be paid, will go to a split between local, approximately 15%, unless it's a special cause like Scotty's Castle Road, and 15% to global. And one I'm already setting up is the Save the Hukong Tiger Fund, which will be not an NGO, because it can't be up there, but they're being poached for the things. There's about 50 of them left. And so also the educational work that I'll be doing with the University of Yangon, where I'm a professor, so we have this international educational part. And then this has come along, and we're going for the for-profit hospitals that we can do this. And they don't need that much space, but everybody's going to have a refrigerator. Why not just be a small one? It's just an European one. It's really good. It's going to be solar, wherever it can. There's cloud out there, but you can get partial solar. Everybody's going to have a TV. You're going to have all the hookups. You know, the Cumberland buildings,
Anyway,
the Cumberland building hookups.
So suffice it to say
People will be in
that
homes.
as websites become available, whatever, then
We will let you know on this one.
and then everybody will. In the meantime, just stay in touch, and then if you want to just catch up on as far as our channel goes, more stuff. Anytime we upload, do live stream, whatever, subscribe, and then like,
You'll get it. Yeah.
comment, all that. We'd like to know your comments.
Great
Give
site.
us some feedback, okay?
Yeah.
About everything we've said, you know, and you know, right or wrong, good or bad, you know, and just give us feedback. And we'd like to,
Yeah.
we definitely hear from you.
And folks, check out Gold Town. It's on the up, man. It's finally starting to come back up.
Gold
Restaurant.
Town.
Gold Town.
Gold Town.
We'll be doing some stuff up there. We'll be doing some stuff, but we'll be doing some charitable.
Gold Town.
It's kind of cold. I'm not going to spend a lot of time there. Just after you get frostbite, you go to stay in some cold place at first all the time. If it doesn't go away, it takes a long time, about 2 years. I had it on my ears. So we're checking out now.
Okay, we're getting ready to hit the button. Hitting the button in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I like being able to see myself. Don't launch it because you got to edit it.
No, we want to.
Careful.
Yeah. Before we we're gonna burn.
Be careful.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We're gonna burn. We're gonna burn up in Gold Town, folks. Stay tuned. We're gonna be forming groups.
No burning.
No, we're gonna be burning.
All same pyrotechnics.
You watch out what's going on in Gold Town. Help those people out and put a gas station, a food store.
All right, now we get on the
Some rooms for people to stay. We're gonna have some major festivals up there, not just the Gold Town Festival. Stuff with music, country western. Go out to the farm. I got a buddy who's got an incredible place where he could play. Have Willie Nelson play for fuck's sake. He's happy with us coming out to play. Well, we can do better than that. And then they'll come back and they'll buy his mining claims and they'll buy his lots. We should buy lots, but it's ideal for an amphitheater.
Yeah.
He's got a state-of-the-art kitchen. Okay? But he's only got a couple places to stay.
We have yet to jam with Willie Nelson. You know what? When we met Willie Nelson, when we were doing that for Willie Nelson was in the movie. He did this movie, like a gambling movie.
I actually met him.
Yeah. Anyway, so we met Willie Nelson. I was an expert on the movie set. Met him on
You
the
were?
movie set. Yeah.
You met him? How long ago?
Oh, it's been a few years.
He's got a great memory.
It's been about 20 years ago.
Oh, you remember?
Anyway,
Shows you thought this for a long time.
we talked about collaborating and jamming.
Because I have another thing, farm aid, which is
Farming.
organic farm aid.
Yeah, farming. You always get
playing with-
involved in farming.
No, well, we can, in places, we can work out the economics. We can obviously do it in Nevada, which is big organic now. But the problem I have is if I start up north, there's no place to put anybody. Because for one event, I was booking every single room in the next town up is really good.
Yeah.
The first day there. There's one small motel with 7 rooms in Gold Town. Then there's another couple of we're not online, are we?
I haven't ended it yet.
But they need more space, so there's places to put people to support these festivals.
Okay. Anyway,
Gas for them.
all upcoming good stuff. Let's just keep
Watch out for
posted.
Gold Town. This is Gold Town Radio. We're
Just
trying to get it online.
checking it out.
Old Town Radio.
Gold Town Radio.
All right. Anyway, we'll see you later. Bye-bye. Hit the button now. Counting down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Bye-bye.
Okay, a much better thing to do, but all that shit.